Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast that didn't have both feet touch the floor. It's Lost in the Midcard. This is our Royal Rumble preview show coming at you the Thursday before the Royal Rumble, my personal favorite pay-per-view. And as always, we are sponsored by SpiderDuck.net, and thanks to SpiderDuck.net, we are on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. Just do a search for Lost in the Midcard. Subscribe to us, and you will be able to know when every show hits you every Thursday morning and Monday morning after a pay-per-view, so that'd be this Monday, kids. Also, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, and our links to both are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/lostinthemidcard. And if you go to our Facebook page, you'll notice a little Instagram post from John Cena, quite interesting, on who he put up there today. As always, my co-host is on the Twitter at RawFShowtime. I am on the Twitter at JBHuskers. Mr. Matt Black. Matt, happy Royal Rumble Eve. How we doing tonight?
Doing better than last week. Wrestling seems to be in an upkick again. Maybe we're going to get this every other week type gimmick in 2016 where things are exciting one week and brutally want to pull your eyeballs out the next, and maybe we'll continue that trend. I hope not, because that would mean the Royal Rumble and Raw next week are going to suck ass, and in the road to WrestleMania, I really don't want to see that happen. So yeah,
you said the word brutal, and the first thing that comes to mind is brutal, and then disgusting, and then filthy, and dirty, and disgusting. Trash bag hoe.
Never heard that line before.
No, me either. I just came up with it right now. Maybe I should trademark it. Should I trademark it?
Nah, I don't think anybody would care enough.
So, Matt, what did John Cena put on his Instagram account today?
I don't know. Maybe some picture of some dude named AJ Styles.
AJ Styles leads off our headlines this week. Mike Johnson from PWI Insider. I just did a Taz again. Mike Johnson from PW Insider says it's a major spoiler. You have been warned, but we've basically spoiled this for you for the past 2 weeks because we had our betting chips on that he was going to be at the Royal Rumble. Now that's still not a given.
He will be in the building.
He'll be in the building. Former NWA, TNA, and IWGP heavyweight champion AJ Styles will begin his tenure with the WWE this coming week, and that has been confirmed with PW Insider. And Mike Johnson always gets two sources, so he is in on the know with this one. And Johnson goes on to say that Styles is scheduled to be at the Royal Rumble this Sunday in Orlando, Florida, as well as this week's Raw and SmackDown tapings, which are in Miami and Tampa, respectively. Obviously, lots of teases going on with AJ Styles. Styles teased it over the weekend when he was in the UK at the Rev Pro event. He goes that a Rumble match slot should be open for him, and he'll take it if it is. And, of course, you got Stephanie McMahon. What was the line she said while they were drawing the balls?
Somebody you may have never seen before.
Yeah, somebody you may have never... And then John Cena... I don't even think he didn't even put a caption on it.
No, zero caption, just a photo.
Just a photo of AJ Styles. And so, Matt, giggity!
It's happened.
Whew.
Finally.
Right, one down, 3 to go.
Well, Doc Gallows was in Pittsburgh recently for his medical testing. So it might already be 2 down. But I don't think they're bringing him in without Anderson.
No,
so we have to wait a couple weeks for Anderson's New Japan deal to be up.
Yep. So, that broke this afternoon, just this afternoon, and so we got all giggity and school girly and all that, and then not even an hour and a half later, Matt, Mike Johnson comes back. Mike Johnson says that PWI has confirmed that Austin Aries was seen this week in Pittsburgh with the belief that he is undergoing the screening process, and that he is obviously in the middle of working out a deal. And obviously, as Mike said, it kind of went under the radar with all the Bullet Club members and Nakamura coming through. But hey, Austin Aries, come on down, right, Matt?
Yeah, this is getting crazy. What's funny is Mike had a beat on this story Tuesday morning on the Taz show, but he would not talk about it until he,
Oh, that was what he was talking about.
Until he double checked his sources.
He wanted to get another source.
Exactly. He always does that. He never runs anything off one source.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and that's why
he specifically stated this afternoon on Twitter. People were asking, "What were you talking about on the Taz show?" He's like, "What I just posted is what I was talking about Tuesday morning." So yeah, that's the story. He's had it for almost a day and a half, but until he was able to, check through his sources, he didn't report it. That's another thing I respect about the guys at PW Insider. Just because they have something, they make sure it's legit before running with it and being wrong. Just to be out there with it first, quote unquote.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be first in this social media age, but gee,
I'd rather be second and be right than first and be wrong.
It definitely kills journalism over the past few years. But do you see him bypassing NXT, or you think he probably should go to NXT because he's not
who we as Aries or Styles?
Aries. He's not as big of a name as AJ.
I think he's going to NXT.
Yeah, Samoa Joe went to NXT, but at the same time, this is almost a need than a want. I don't know what the NXT taping holds for next week, but if Samoa Joe doesn't win that title, I fully expect him to be in the Rumble.
Well, he's not fighting for the title.
Number one contender. I mean, number one
contendership. Okay, I didn't understand what you meant.
No,
I would love Joe to be in the Rumble. I mean, I'm hearing that the Rumble is an all hands on deck event in Orlando, and that all the talents from both NXT and the main roster will be there on hand. So I mean, I guess they could use anybody.
Oh, and there's going to be probably a last minute. Hey, you go now. It's your turn. They won't expect it, and they may be in, or maybe 10 minutes to go, and hey, pal.
No, they got to prep their people for that. They can't tell them 10 minutes beforehand, hey, you're going out there in the Rumble. That's not happening.
Well, they did it to The Rock, I guess. I was something different, though. This week's percent chance that we're going to do here is going to be surprises / legends at the Rumble. So there'll be a couple NXT guys, and then, of course, we'll talk about some legends. And then we'll see if Matt has any others that I didn't list that may be in that category as well. Oh, this is an interesting little set of tweets. As those who follow Impact Wrestling know, and we'll cover it here later on in Lost to the Midcard, but Matt Hardy, Matt Hardy wins the TNA World Heavyweight Championship by defeating EC3 at last night's Impact show. In what was a double turn. EC3 is I'm assuming going to go face now. He has to, and obviously Matt Heel Hardy, a big money Matt, as he's calling himself now. He's aligned himself with Tyrus. But I got this from 411mania.com. They had posted some interesting set of tweets from the iconic Matt Hardy, and this is for the Internet Nobodies. And 10 FYIs for the Internet Nobodies about your new TNA World Heavyweight Champion, the premier performer on the planet. That's a lot of P's, Matt.
And before we run down all these, I would like to state a couple things. One, This is Matt working a gimmick.
Yep.
2, he's purposely baiting internet trolls.
And it worked.
And 3, any of you who actually responded to him in kind, you're getting worked, bro. That's all I gotta say about that. So you can run down the list, but honestly, if you were annoyed by any of these and actually responded in kind, you did exactly what he wanted you to do.
I love them. I laughed at them, and that's why I'm going to read them. 1. I am the only world champion that matters in professional wrestling industry. Well, I guess in the professional wrestling industry. Sorry, I can't read. All other recognized champions are inferior to me. Fact. No. 2. Fans don't care that I killed myself for the biz. I came back from the dead in 2011 to become wrestling's #1 talent. Go to hell, Marks. 3. I loathe you. My wife, Rebby Sky, somehow hates all of you even more. You're all selfish, disrespectful, ungrateful hypocrites full of shit. Oh, and also in between 3 and 4, Matt Hardy posted a screenshot of his phone that says that Ethan Carter is blocked on Twitter. And for some reason, Matt can't get 4G apparently either. And his battery's about to die too. He better plug that in.
He was too busy tweeting all night from a taped show.
4. I am done with EC3 on all platforms. #blocked. Even if he ever does return to the ring, he'll never. And I mean, no, he didn't say that. He'll never be the same.
Again.
I was going to say, ever! It's too early for me to really go full Y2J here. 5. I will not even look at any tweet directed at me from any of you insolent underlings that does not begin with your grace or my lord. That might be my favorite one. 6. I offered to pay Tyrus double what EC3 paid him. He did it for much less. Ethan Carter has burnt all of his bridges. EC3 has no one. And then a couple more screenshots. I don't know what that is, but I think Matt's just showing off his something. I don't know. 7. The Matt Hardy brand is bigger than Impact Wrestling brand. I will be treated as such by TNA management. 8. Do not approach or bother my family or me in public. If you pester me for a photo or autograph, be prepared to pay $500 for it. God damn, he's charging more than Angle. 9. I am the only option for the #1 in 2016's PWI 500. The iconic Matt Hardy and my brand is the most important entity in this industry. And finally, number 10. I've now got my priorities straight. #1, me. #2, my family. #3, my bank accounts more massive by milking every dollar out of TNA and the biz. Oh, those were great. What'd you think of those tweets, Matt?
Markalicious.
That was great. We'll talk a little more about the surprisingly decent TNA. I think Matt, speak for both of us. I think both of us going in were kind of and when we watched
I didn't even watch it live last night. I had it DVR'd.
And then we both
watched it. I watched it through on DVR.
Like,
and I thought I'd be able to get through the show in like 20 minutes, and it took me like an hour. So that's a definite improvement for them.
That's an improvement. Last minute, Raw rating came in thanks to Matt as I was getting set up. Obviously, a delay with the Martin Luther King holiday on Monday, a delay in getting the numbers in, and the WWE, some good and some bad. The good, they increased viewership by 150,000. The good, almost 3.8 million in the first segment. Matt, what's the bad?
Nobody wanted to see Cold Dad's talk show.
Sharp decline. Even with the advertised Brock Lesnar on the segment, a sharp decline to 3.1 million. And we'll get into that also once we cover Raw. But
there was, and as far as I know, that was a fucking
nosedive, wasn't it?
There was nothing on the third hour of Monday night that would make you want to change the channel. I mean, the only thing I can think of that was on in the third hour were the Cavs, and they were getting blown out by the Warriors. So if you didn't really want to turn over to see a blowout, I mean, I can't recall anything that was on Monday night that would have required people to watch something else. It's just nobody cared about the third hour enough to stay tuned in, and
I
that's
could
not a good sign.
I could have understood if that was a good game, because
Yeah, if
that's
it would have been a
probably
close game, I might have flipped back and forth and seen what
yeah.
was going on, but it was a fucking blowout.
That would have been it's probably would have been one of the biggest games of the regular season. So I could understand that, but yeah, I mean, no Monday Night Football. Maybe there might have been a good college basketball game on, but I mean, that ain't gonna take away from the WWE audience.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. Good question though.
I mean, overall the ratings were better than last week's. It's just hour 3 hurt it tremendously. I mean, they were better than last week's, but they could have been much better than last week's if hour 3 wouldn't have seen such a sharp decline.
Yeah, exactly. Matt, you don't have to answer this. This is a rhetorical question, but I would say, what is the number one rule for being a rookie in the WWE? The answer: don't be fucking stupid. It's Josh, tough enough Josh, or Bronson, whatever the fuck his name is.
He's just Josh, as far as I'm concerned.
He's fucking stupid.
Yes.
During Raw, Josh live tweeted #SocialJobbers in reference to the Social Outcasts. And of course, later the tweet was deleted, but not before a few superstars could get a hold of it. And this isn't even all of it. I only have 2 reactions to superstars. I wish I had more. Matt, I don't know if you saw any more.
Owens got to him first.
I saw. I have Owens
and then he
Stardust.
And then he went into a back and forth with Bull Dempsey. And then Stardust hit him, and then all of the Social Outcasts went at him yesterday.
What did the Outcast say? What did the Outcast say to him?
Let me see if I can pull it up.
All right, well, you doing that?
You run what you got, and I'll run the other stuff.
Yeah, I got a couple from Kevin Owens and then one from Stardust. The Kevin Owens, look at the veteran here with a fancy big insider terms, because, you know, with the actual talent, using insider terms, not really the greatest of things. If you meet a wrestler, don't use insider terms. Let's just say that, you know, to make yourself think you know more than you do. They don't care, and it turns them off even more. So that's why Kevin Owens said that. And then he said, let him LOL. People like him fizzle out by themselves pretty quick anyways. Pretty much that was a response to a tweet that said, deleted it. The guy pointed out, Bronson WWE deleted his tweet, but apparently is LOLing at you for blocking him. And that's when Kevin Owens said, let him block me. People like him fizzle out pretty quick. And then Stardust came with, enjoy. I love this tweet. Enjoy dressing in the hall, dick. Not blocked, banned. As he was retweeting the Josh tweet. And the very first, I don't know if this is the most liked comment. I think it is. This one guy, we'll call him out, at Ali versus Punk on Twitter. He put a gif of Kane as director of operations clapping at ringside in response to Stardust's tweet. I thought that was a great response. And of course, Stardust's tweet, also a great response. Got about 600 retweets and about 1,000 likes. And of course, you can't really see the other tweet because it's unavailable for some reason. And Matt, were you ever see?
He deleted it.
Were you able to see?
I've got it. I've got almost everything right in front of me right now.
Yeah.
I will start with Bull Dempsey, who these tweets have been deleted, but I have them because I was up that night, and that's what I do. When Kevin Owens said, look at the veteran here with the big fancy insider terms, Bull responded to both Owens and Bronson saying, Kev, the kid has to get a reaction somehow. Might as well be by words, because we all know it'll never be in the ring.
Oh!
So Bronson said something about hop in fair weather or whatever at Bull, to which Bull replied, not hopping in and not fair weather. Spent 3 months in class with you and always stood up for you, and 0 did. To which Bronson replied with, I know, #I love you. And then Bronson said, then why bury people who paved the way for you and me? This place was different before you were here, before I was here. Leave it better than we both found it. That is what this is. And those tweets are obviously no longer available, but those were done. So Social Outcasts got at him the next day on Twitter, starting with Curtis Axel, who tweeted at him and said, haha, who is this douche? Cold tweet delete, punk ass. To which Adam Rose said, Heathy baby, who's this? Maybe it's time the at WWE NXT Good Brothers teach some respect. The Lion's Den awaits. Heath Slater said, I think he played Harry and the Hendersons or something like that. Bo Dallas sent out a tweet that said, wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. Hashtag Social Outcasts. There was also a tweet from Heath yesterday that he apparently deleted because it's no longer in my timeline and I didn't screen cap it. I just retweeted it at the time. That there was definitely another one that calling out Josh for saying what he said and deleting the tweet, but I no longer have it in my timeline. So obviously that means he deleted that tweet. But I do want to give a shout out to my buddy Brad Ward, who posted a tweet that night when all this was going on. It was like 2:33 a.m. in the morning, and when all this was going on with Owens and Bull and Josh, and Brad sent out a tweet that said, "What is total nonstop action Bronson doing on the Maximum Impact tour?" Which I thought was one of the funniest tweets I've read regarding the entire thing. If you get the "What is so and so doing in the Impact Zone" tweets, I found that to be hysterical because that's probably this kid's future. Because I don't think he's ever going to last in the WWE now. I think he's got a heat and a stigma to him that's never going to be washed away.
No, it's going to be tough. Were you doing the same thing I was when reading Adam Rose's tweet and actually kind of just picturing it in your mind? Hit the baby!
Fucking Adam Rose.
Mike Johnson followed up later this afternoon with the heat, and the heat was not on him using insider terminology, but just the lack of respect. So
that's exactly what it is. It's complete and utter lack of respect.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, insider terminology, meh, you know. Vince doesn't like it on television. Obviously, he's probably not going to like it on Twitter. But at the same time, you know, it's just a thing that the pro wrestlers don't really care for, you know. And so, there you go.
Is what it is.
Fucking dumbass.
Brian Alvarez of F4W Online suggested that he might be used in the Royal Rumble this Sunday as punishment. But I just cannot imagine WWE wasting a spot in the Rumble on him just so a bunch of vets can stiff the fucking shit out of him.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Vince might be that petty, so I guess we'll wait and see what happens on Sunday.
Yeah, well,
I'm telling you right now, if that dude hits the ring, oh my god.
It'll be fun, but I don't want to see a spot wasted on him.
He's going to get if they actually put him in the Rumble, he is in there for no other reason than to get the shit beat out of him for probably 5 minutes and then tossed out.
I want to see it, but at the same time, the roster's so deep, it's wasting a spot.
I agree, but
But in 2005, when they put Daniel Puder in there, I mean, yeah, the roster wasn't as deep.
And they beat the piss out of that poor kid.
So, yeah.
But I think this time would be 10 times worse.
Well, my only regret is
you know who I'd put him in there with?
Hardcore Holly.
No, I would. For me, in the ring, it would be all four members of the Social Outcast, Kevin Owens, Stardust, and Brock Lesnar.
A big show just for the.
And maybe if the Undertaker's in it, I'd have the Undertaker in there too.
And I would say big show just for the frying pan chop.
Or Mark Henry.
Oh.
Well, Mark Henry might not even be in the Rumble, depending on who wins that pre-show match on Sunday.
That's true, and it's sad because I think I know who's going to win that.
Oh, I think it's either Swagger or Henry or the Dudleys. I don't think any of the other teams have a shot in hell.
No.
So who knows what the hell they're doing.
Well, and Mike Johnson. Why don't we just go onto that track right now? Mike Johnson said on the Elite Audio section of PW Insider that he came up with a fucking brilliant idea. Have Bubba turn on Devon and do the whole "Do you know who I am" thing and turn into Bully Ray.
Yeah, you like this idea a lot more than I do.
Well, I like
when I saw you praising Mike for this on Twitter today, I'm like, he's gonna bring this up on the show. I'm gonna have to disagree with him, and I'm disagreeing with you. I do not like the idea of Ray against Taker at WrestleMania. I don't like it at all, not even a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, Bully Ray was obviously great singles in TNA. I think.
What the hell do you do with Devon though?
Yeah,
sign both of these guys to a multi-year deal, and if you're gonna throw the Dudley Boys away for a one shot with the Undertaker, what the fuck you doing with Devon now?
Why not turn them both heel?
Well, even if you turn them both heel, then why is Bubba Ray fighting the Undertaker one-on-one? Could the Dudley Boys turn heel? Absolutely. Should they be split up?
They need to.
I do not believe they need to be split up at all.
Well, they need to get out of 2000 because that's where Vince is stuck at with these guys. I like the idea just because I like the run of Bully Ray. I think it could be a great program building up to Mania because Bully Ray is one of the best talkers in the business. So I would like it. And they need something with the Dudleys, and I don't know if a heel turn is going to fix it either, but we'll have to see. Some great news in regards to Access TV, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Fox Sports reported yesterday that Hall of Famer Jim Ross has officially signed on with Access TV to replace Mauro Ranallo as the lead announcer for New Japan. And so I believe the color commentator is Josh Barnett, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously Ranallo has heading to SmackDown, which is great because that was I keep saying this phrase, but it's the fucking truth, a breath of fresh air, and love it. And even better, this leads to Jim Ross having a permanent job once again, calling pro wrestling. Matt, what are your thoughts on this?
I love it. Yeah, there's a win-win situation. We got Mauro now in WWE, and we got Jim Ross back on wrestling commentary weekly on television again. There's no downside to this at all. I love it. I love everything about it. I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I just wish I had Access TV because I'm into New Japan.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I know, man.
So you have El Rey, and I have Access TV.
Yep. You have El Rey in Spanish, don't you?
I have a Spanish channel that airs Lucha Underground on the weekends, but it's not El Rey.
Does it have Stryker and Vampiro or no?
No, dude. It's Spanish commentary.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't understand it at all.
Speaking of which, Lucha Underground is coming back very, very soon.
Booyaka, booyaka!
Yeah. So, going to be wrestling coming out of our ears here pretty soon. But Jim Ross, by God, how about that?
I love it.
Now, how do they tape, or how is this all? It's not live, obviously, I'm assuming.
The New Japan stuff on Access is about a year behind the current product.
A year behind?
About a year. Yep.
Holy shit. Why is it that far?
I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. It's not like I've been able to watch any of it, so it's cool to catch up.
Yeah.
I've got to watch a ton of stuff on Access over the past year, stuff that I haven't seen before. So honestly, I go with the thing. If I haven't seen it, it's new to me. So I have no problem with it at all. I love it.
But then isn't it kind of odd once you get to like Wrestle Kingdom or something? And
they just ran down Wrestle Kingdom 9 in December. So Wrestle Kingdom 10 just happened in January. So yeah, they're about a year behind. But I don't freaking mind. I enjoy watching it.
Yeah, I just to kind of keep up on stories.
And the great thing is that means there's going to be a whole bunch of AJ Styles matches that Jim Ross gets to commentate this year.
By God.
And Nakamura and Anderson and Gallows. He's going to be able to call all these guys' matches this year while they're in WWE.
That's just so odd.
There's no downside to this.
No, it's just so odd to me that it's that far behind. I just don't. That's weird. I'm baffled on that part. Mike Johnson from PW Insider reported that there might be another title coming to Ring of Honor. There's been talk that they are potentially adding one, and Mike Johnson had said that he hopes that it's the Western States Heritage Championship. Not quite sure what it's going to be, but y'all for another title in Ring of Honor?
I did not hear Mike Johnson report this, so this is new to me. I think if they're going to add another championship to Ring of Honor, it needs to be for the Women of Honor. I think the women deserve their own championship because, I mean, what's the point of all of them fighting for the company if they don't have anything to compete for?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think if you're going to add another championship to Ring of Honor, I think it should be for the women.
Yeah, this was tucked into just a group of news and notes and stuff.
No, I probably didn't even probably clicked right over it.
Yeah. So, on that same token, do you think NXT would benefit from to having a secondary title?
It couldn't hurt. I mean, I know when I play the WWE 2K games, when I have Universe mode, I have the Intercontinental title on Raw and SmackDown, and I moved the United States Championship to NXT. Because I just feel it's nice to have that secondary belt on the game. So yeah, it couldn't hurt to have a secondary belt on the real brand. It just all depends on what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, you get that way. You got a little secondary strap online. Maybe for guys like Ty Dillinger, guys like Bull Dempsey. Guys that aren't on the top of the NXT card. It kind of gives a little something extra for that.
Like a television title.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that wouldn't be bad.
New Knockout debuted last night. Well, actually, we had a little bit of vignettes, I believe, 2 weeks ago, and then last night officially debuted to cock tease Bobby Lashley. It is Raquel, which, if you look real close, you might notice it's a tough enough competitor. Matt, Gabby,
yeah, great.
one of the ones we weren't too thrilled with, right?
Yep.
I think she got in over her with her ass. That's over the skill in the ring.
Oh no, you didn't.
She did look. That booty looked pretty nice in that dress, though. Bobby Lashley saw it. He's like, "Yeah, you right, boy."
I'm pretty sure Bobby Lashley doesn't sound like that. What the hell was that?
It was not a Bobby Lashley imitation. It was just me just saying, "Yeah, hey."
Okay.
It was just basically me talking for Bobby Lashley. So it's an imitation of myself. That was not a Bobby Lashley imitation.
I was hoping not.
I don't know. I even know if I could try. It's like he doesn't really have a distinctive voice. Like, shut up!
Ow.
But yeah, so she didn't. One of the things she fucked up on Tough Enough, didn't understand what a wrestling promo was. She was doing more of like a pep rally speech than a wrestling promo, wasn't it?
She at least seems to have that worked out.
Well, there's been some time since then, but I didn't even notice this. I saw this at the bottom of the article. Chelsea debuted with TNA.
Yeah, for one of the one night only tapings. I don't know if she's actually working there full time. They bring in a lot of independent contracted women in for those one night only shows that aren't locked into like a real legitimate deal. So I really wouldn't read anything into that further than she worked night only taping.
Mm-hmm. And some sad news with the passing of a decent wrestler, a good mechanic in the ring, as Stone Cold Steve Austin would probably say. Iron Mike Sharp from Ontario, Canada, unfortunately passed away on the 17th of this month. He's mainly known for his time in the WWE, but he's also been all around. Even had he even went on a tour with New Japan with actually tagging with Hulk Hogan back when there was kind of a little deal there. But he was mainly used as enhancement talent, but highly respected throughout the industry. And also, once he had retired, he had a school of pro wrestling located in New Jersey, and some of his proteges from there include Mike Bucci, the Haas brothers, Charlie and Russ. So, unfortunately, wrestling has lost another man with Iron Mike Sharp, who was 64. You remember Iron Mike from back in the day, Matt?
Very vaguely, unfortunately. I mean, I recognize the name, but beyond that, I don't know much. And I hate to say that because I know the guy just passed away, but I really don't know a whole lot about him. So.
Yeah, he'd be the guy that was already inside the ring at a Superstars taping. So he was not never pushed at all, but a good worker and obviously a great teacher, especially if he brought us Charlie Haas. Some rumors now starting to swirl that WrestleMania 33, as WWE's decision has been to move away from Minneapolis. And Mike Johnson, again, PW Insider, says that he has heard from multiple sources that Orlando, Florida is high on the lists for WrestleMania in 2017.
And if that's the case, we'll hear about it this weekend at the Rumble.
Mm-hmm. And lots of different reasons why this is cool. Obviously, Full Sail's down there.
Performance Center's down there.
Yep, Performance Center.
It's been saying for many years, if they were going to open a legitimate Hall of Fame, it's been said on many occasions that they would want to open it in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
So
and also on top of all of that, you've got some recognizable talents that wrestled in Orlando for a little while in Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. So, and that even could be part of it. You never know.
Yeah.
But a lot of things lead to Orlando, and so it'll be very interesting to see. I wonder where they would have it though. Would they have it in like the Citrus Bowl, which is kind of a shithole, or would they have it in the newer Amway Center that holds less people?
They got to hold anything less than that at this rate.
What's that?
They have to hold it in a football stadium because they're not doing any less at this rate. Wherever they go now, the regular arena size no longer cuts it for WrestleMania. So wherever they go now, they have to be in a football stadium, be it college or professional. That's where they've got to be now.
Yeah. So there's no pro team in Orlando. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how much the whole Citrus Bowl holds, but it's a dump. I know that much.
Well, I mean, they were down there for what? WrestleMania was 24, right?
Yes. Yeah. That was at the Citrus Bowl.
Yeah, so they'll probably just go back there. It worked once already.
We got an update from CM Punk, and hopefully we have another update on Monday's show, right, Matt? Wink, wink.
No. Let it go, JB.
Yeah, he's not.
You want to ask me percentage chances of who's going to be in the Rumble?
-30.
I was going to say, can we put CM Punk at like -98%?
An update on his UFC career, though. Dana White has told Toucher and Rich Radio in Boston that while there's speculation that Punk would fight at UFC 200, it sounds like he's probably going to be fighting in June at UFC 199. God, you almost think you want to blow the doors off for 200, but now it sounds like Rousey's not going to fight at that event, and it's like
no, Rousey's not scheduled to fight until the fall now.
Yeah. So don't know. It'll be interesting. And NXT took their tour into the Midwest this past week, and some little problems. WWE ran into some problems for their matinee show in Chicago, and it was delayed due to a problem with their venue. And it sounded like there was a problem with the heating in the venue, which had delayed the company from opening the doors. And once the fans were let in, there were witnesses there that said that told PWI Insider that the venue was freezing cold. But something cool out of this though, NXT champion Finn Balor goes outside and walks the line of fans waiting to get in, and it was described as a couple of blocks long, asking the fans to be patient and thanking them for coming to the show. He didn't have to do that, Matt, and he's the top dog at NXT right now. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool, man.
Man, you're standing outside freezing your nutsack off, and out comes Finn Balor walking by, telling you, hey, man, thanks for waiting. You'll get in there soon. That's just so cool, I think.
Yeah, I guarantee it wasn't something that he had to do. I'm sure that was his choice to go out there and do that.
There's just so much right in the world of professional wrestling about there's just so much right with Finn Balor. It's so cool, and
there's so much right about the NXT brand. Period.
That's true. I think he's gonna be the man in the future. I think, and can't wait for him to really showcase his talents at a WrestleMania. Also, from PW Insider, lots of PW Insider talk today because there's lots of news coming from them. And they have confirmed that there's going to be a continuation of the feud between Stephen Amell and Stardust. And there's a convention, the Heroes and Villains Convention in New Jersey is happening in this weekend, actually. And so there is apparently going to be a tease of these two.
I think they're going to Mania.
I just was going to ask you that. Do you think it's leading to a Mania match?
I do. I think it's going to be 1-on-1 at Mania.
And how? Oh, I'm excited because Amell exceeded my expectations with his performance.
I see no reason to waste him in Fastlane.
No.
I feel like this is something that's gonna set up Mania. And honestly, if they can do it, and on it, how we mentioned earlier, not wasting a Royal Rumble spot on Josh, I'd waste a Royal Rumble spot on Stephen Amell to have him eliminate Stardust.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And he don't have to fight anybody else. He can tackle him out of the ring. They can both go over the top rope.
Yeah,
something like that.
Fun.
Because honestly, the Royal Rumble, one of the biggest things about the Royal Rumble over the years when the Royal Rumble was really, really good is they planted seeds in the Royal Rumble to set up WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And I really hope they get back to doing that this year. Because you can make feuds mean something in the Royal Rumble, and you can make new things occur, from there till Mania. So I really hope they use the Rumble properly this weekend to do something right.
What would be your answer to making Fastlane a little more important besides changing the name?
No, it's going to be they're going to make it as important as they can. I bet you Brock's going to work it. So automatically that means it's important.
And they did a good job with the main event last year with Reigns and Daniel Bryan.
Oh, absolutely.
So it just seems like it seems like every time we talk about Fastlane, then we're just like, Fastlane. Can we just get to Mania? And
honestly, I liked it better in the Elimination Chamber was in the Road to Mania.
I don't because it's just logistically, it's just odd booking to have your champion walk in against 5 guys, and then you got the Rumble winner just sitting there waiting in the wings, and I just didn't like it.
This year would have fit perfectly.
The last time they did it was great because they did it for the Intercontinental Championship.
Well, I'm saying this year would have worked perfectly since the championship was on the line in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And they could have continued with the one versus all.
Yeah.
Then by putting Reigns in there against 5 of Vince McMahon's handpicked people and
Yeah.
made Reigns start the match, and they could have done really cool stuff with the Chamber this year.
This year, yeah, but in a regular year, it to me it just seems like awkward booking, and that's why I just never liked it.
You're awkward booking.
You're a social jobber.
You just got heat.
If I could do the Chewbacca, I could, but I'm glad I don't know how to do it. So I'll leave it at that. Well, we've always said that we don't really talk about Sonny's legal troubles because they're just not worth mentioning.
Just don't want to talk about Sonny, period.
But it keeps getting interesting with her Hall of Fame.
You might consider this interesting. I consider it
Well, it'd be
if
great
this was if this was like 20 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, let's talk about this. Now it's like, yeah.
No, yeah, I would have been excited 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm just interested now just because of the story. I'm not going to go watch. Well, maybe I'll watch it.
Oh, God. No way.
Steve Hirsch, he is the CEO of Vivid Entertainment. They are known for making pornos, and he has made an offer of $100,000 for the ring, and in return, he wants a 90-minute sex tape with old Sonny. And he says he's even given her some options on the specifics of the shoot. I use that word loosely. Letting her choose the partner and the location. I don't know if location means city and state or something else, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know.
The TMZ article said no word if Tammy's going to accept, but I did hear some rumblings that she is considering it. Stay tuned. And Matt, let's move on.
Yeah.
NXT tonight. And Tom Phillips, Corey Graves welcome us. Do you like 2-man booths better or 3-man booths?
2.
Yeah. A lot better. I kind of wish Graves would dig a little more on Tom, be the more of a heel on Tom. They haven't quite done that yet. Graves is still kind of a tweener commentator. But he I miss him bagging on Saxton though, dude. Everybody bags on Saxton, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's we don't need it on every show. We already get people bagging on Saxton on Monday and Thursday. Do we really need it on Wednesday too?
I'm baffled why he's on both shows.
I don't understand it either. I think no offense to Byron, but I think Raw should just if it should just be Cole and JBL if you're so insistent on having JBL in the booth, and SmackDown should be Morrow and Lawler, and Byron should just go do something else.
Interview people.
Or even, and look, if you're insisting on the 3-man booth, have it on Raw with Byron and just eliminate Byron from SmackDown and let it be Morrow and Lawler.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is there. I don't think WWE knows either, so... Let's talk NXT tonight. Sami Zayn's first match at Full Sail since returning from injury. He takes on Adam Rose. And I'm still confused with Adam Rose. He's not really doing the party pooper thing anymore. He's still got kind of a sour look on his face. Thank God they got rid of the... What was at the beginning of his music? Or whatever the fuck that was for the party pooper. Anyways, a fairly entertaining match. Rose got a little bit of action in there, but obviously Sami Zayn is gearing up for that number 1 contenders match next week and gets Rose with the Koji clutch. So kind of interesting that Zayn did that instead of the old haluva kick. A little different, but hey, got the Koji clutch against the Coquina clutch, right? And then Baron Corbin. I don't know if he knows a submission hold or not. Rich Brennan interviews Johnny Gargano as Johnny Wrestling is back on NXT. He is facing Samoa Joe in the main event, and he asked if Johnny was ready. Well, I hope he is, because he's facing fucking Joe. He says, talks about how Joel's a bully, and Joe thinks he'll intimidate Johnny, but he will not. And says you can take care of a bully by walking up to him and punching him in the mouth. And we all believe he's going to win that match, right, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Gable outside Full Sail, and I guess the thing to do around award season, Matt, is to start a feud based on losing the award, right?
Yeah, it's done way too often.
Yeah, it's done again here as Jordan Gable, though cutting a very entertaining and great promo, like they always do. They call out Blake and Murphy for I don't know how they got voted in for winning too.
Blake and Murphy didn't win. Enzo and Cass won.
Did Enzo and Cass? Well, what? I thought they were talking about how they won. They weren't even nominated. That's what they're okay. Yeah, Gable and Jordan said they weren't nominated, and yet Blake and Murphy were. Okay, I got you. And remember, Matt, when we talked about that trademark of the alpha males? Well, you said Kurt Angle. Well, close. It's Jordan and
American Alpha.
Or alpha males. Yeah, I'm fucking up. Sorry.
I know. Calm down, Taz.
Jobber. So, what do you think about the American Alpha trademark for these two guys?
It's fine. It is what it is. I think you're continuing to draw way too many comparisons to them in the world's greatest tag team. I think that's not doing either of these guys any favors. Let them be them.
Is Haas still wrestling? I know Benjamin is.
I know Benjamin is. I don't know if Haas is.
I was gonna say, if they are, Trips, pick up that phone. Ask those two guys if they want to come to NXT. Apollo Crews against the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. And again, unfortunately, Dillinger is over with the crowd, but he keeps facing guys that are a little higher up than him on the old proverbial food chain. And Apollo Crews with the power gets the power bomb on Dillinger for the win. And then after the match, Crews gets on the mic and says he's had a lot on his mind lately, and he wants to finish what he started a few months ago. He wants a one-on-one match against Finn Balor. Matt, aren't there already people in line for that?
Yeah, but I guess everybody wants a piece of the champ.
That's how and that's not a bad thing. Having a bunch of angles, a bunch of directions coming at the champ. That's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, in professional wrestling, if you're not gunning to be the champion, then what the hell are you doing there?
Yeah, I'm talking from a creative standpoint where, a lot of times you're just too focused on one person eyeing for that belt, when it's a lot more fun when there are a bunch of people eyeing for it and you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin takes on Rich Swann. And I'm trying real hard not to quote Billy Madison here, Matt. So I'm gonna just move on and Corbin wins at the end of days. And the ladies' turn is. You said Dana Brooke. She's nursing an injury. Is that right?
Yeah, some kind of injury.
As Emma and Alexa Bliss take on Bayley and Carmella. And this was a great match, I thought, between these ladies. And obviously, you'd think maybe there'd be some seeds planted for some kind of dissension between the champion and the number one contender. But we didn't see that there, did we, Matt?
Not really.
Yeah, all hugs. Are we going to see it? Or is this just going to be
I think it's going to be a friendly match. I don't think we're going to see anything come out of it.
I mean, they've already let us know, even before Carmella was number one contender, they let us all know they're best friends, and I think from Breaking Ground maybe is probably where that kind of started out.
That is correct.
Kayfabe's dead, but still, it'd be kind of weird to do that, to have a turn or anything like that. Finn Balor gets interviewed asking about Apollo Crews' challenge. He says he knows where Apollo's coming from. He talked to William Regal, and they will settle this in the ring. There will be no doubt who the better man is. So, we gonna get that next week, or what? Where are we going with this here, Matt?
I don't know. Probably in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably see them face off. I doubt it'll be for the title, though.
Oh, I think it'll be non-title.
That would be my opinion.
Yeah. Who walks out next week with the number one contendership?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, already. Son of a bitch. I'm going to say Joe. That'll be my prediction for that. And speaking of Samoa Joe, we lead to the main event with Joe and Johnny Gargano. Been a while since we've seen Johnny in NXT, so it's great to see him again. Joe started off the match with rubbing it in, literally, the old forearm to the bridge of the nose, just to piss him off. And I think this is almost very similar to the match with Ciampa, don't you think? Where hard hitting, Johnny got some licks in, but eventually Joe overpowers him.
Yeah, it was just another great Samoa Joe match. Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do you expect from him?
But holy shit, Joe doing the running splash into an enziguri in the corner. How badass is that for a guy like Samoa Joe? SmackDown this week in Louisiana. And they call it a triple main event. I don't know if it's a triple main event, Matt, but we got yet another Dudley Wyatt family match. This time, tables match. Kalisto against Del Rio for the U.S. title, and Neville and Ambrose against Owens and Sheamus. And Ambrose starts it off, says he has an announcement, asks for a drum roll, and he's like, "Oh, I got a drum roll. Sweet." And they said, "Oh wait, he wants Kevin Owens to come out here," but Owens wouldn't come out. So he says that he is gonna just say it anyways. He's challenging Owens to a last man standing match at the Royal Rumble. I believe we had reported that last week here on Lost in the Midcard that was going to be the case, and that's going to be a fun one. I think I assume that probably starts the night off, right? And both, at least one or both guys will be in the Rumble. You think that's fair to say?
Probably.
But it'd be kind of odd for the loser to really be in the Rumble, though, don't you think? Especially the last man standing. But I want to see both of them in the Rumble. That's the thing. But it's a last man standing match. The other guy should not be able to wrestle for a few weeks or something, But I don't know. It's Vince. What do you know, Matt? Right? Dudley's against Rowan and Harper. I don't know. It's just getting kind of tired of it, aren't you?
I was tired of it a month ago.
Yeah. Dudley boys win, but they get their ass kicked by the Wyatts after that. So
well, at least they finally won.
True. But they didn't win the war.
You tried to look at the positive side somewhere.
They won the battle. They won the battle, but they didn't win the war.
At least they won a match. Damn it.
Kalisto got interviewed and by JoJo talking about the successes of Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, and it said it changed him forever to give him fight and give him hope. I wonder if he has that fight and hope anymore, Matt. Good promo though by Kalisto. Hey, Matt, we got a Damien Sandow sighting.
Liar.
We do.
I love how you were so high pitched on that. We do.
Social Outcasts take on Damien Sandow, Goldust, Zack Ryder, and Jack Swagger. Those are your new Real Americans, I think. But yeah, we got a Sandow and Zack Ryder sighting in the same ring at the same time, Matt. What the fuck? I'm surprised the internet didn't collapse during that match.
LOL, WTF.
Social Outcasts get over there. So they're not quite social jobbers. They're Josh. They won on SmackDown. God, I hope he's in the Rumble now. Make it 31 spots. He's in there first. All 30 participants in the Rumble get a shot at him. They just duct tape him to the turnbuckle. Here, take it. He doesn't even have to be an entrant. Just take him out there, duct tape him to the turnbuckle, and all 30 guys take their licks at him. I'd love it.
You're so mean.
Hey, I'm not the one that said hashtag social jobbers.
That's true. That's true.
What was probably match of the night? A superb match again between Del Rio and Kalisto. These guys obviously are on track. Like I said, they had a shaky first match, but all their matches since have been great. But I don't get it, Matt. Why give Kalisto a one-night reign, literally, because the taping is the next night?
Yeah, this whole thing left a sour taste in my mouth. It's why I really wasn't thrilled when you brought up we were going to be running over this show, because I knew we would have to talk about this, and I don't really want to talk about this.
We'll move on.
And I just want to say that if he doesn't regain the title at the Rumble, why the fuck couldn't you just had him drop the damn title to Del Rio at the fucking Rumble?
Yeah,
like why the fuck was it needed to drop the title in one show difference? Let's just move on, because if not, I'm gonna fucking go off. Because when creative does stupid shit like this, it magnifies everything that's currently wrong with the WWE as a company.
Yeah, and I on the Taz show, I know Taz mentioned, well, it's kind of given him a shine, but I think Taz is a little more positive than us two when it comes to certain things. And it's like, well, yeah, you did give him a shine, but you took the fucking shine away 24 hours later. That's not really giving him a shine. I mean, his name is in the record books forever.
Taz didn't seem nearly as positive about it this week,
really?
as he was last week.
Well, this was
he almost basically this week after Kalisto lost in the tag match on Raw, basically said along the lines, and I'm paraphrasing here, so don't kill me, Taz. That the Kalisto title reign was almost like a thanks for your service type deal, and he's worried that his push is already over. But he wants to be proven wrong on Sunday, and I want him to be wrong on Sunday too, because I would love Kalisto to win the championship back and let him actually have a decent reign during WrestleMania season.
Mm-hmm. We'll see which way we think it's going to go at the end of the show when we do our Royal Rumble predictions. The Divas Revolution is in full swing with a 4-minute match on SmackDown. Becky Lynch beats Brie Bella. And then we get to our main event.
If you're Brie Bella,
yeah,
are you just begging for your sister to come back right now? Because since Nikki's been out, Brie's just jobbing to everybody.
But Bree's made it
everybody.
Bree's made it known that she wants a baby, and soon.
But she's Jobber Bella right now.
The WWE ain't gonna push her if they know she's gonna be walking out the door soon.
Dude, and just because it's a storyline on Total Divas doesn't mean it's really gonna happen, eh?
Oh, come on! I think that's a real part. That's not. I think that's not a kayfabe. I think that's legit between her and Daniel.
I definitely both think they're gonna want a baby, but I don't think they want to do it right now.
Are you here to deliver me a baby? No, I'm here to make a baby.
What?
Little Family Guy reference there. Main event number 3. I would call it double main event. I wouldn't call that tables match a main event, but I digress. The weird pairing of Neville and Ambrose against Sheamus and Kevin Owens, and I enjoyed this one. I thought this was a real solid tag match. And to no surprise, anything that's happened between Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens has ended in disqualification lately. So, did you enjoy that one?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I enjoy.
Were you fine with the finish?
Yeah, I was fine with the finish.
I thought it was just going to be Job Neville City here, where he eats a brogue kick or a pop a powerbomb. But so I was pleasantly surprised. At that point.
Neville's name's not Tyler Breeze.
Yeah. Let's talk about that in a minute. But a decent show. I may be a little down from the first one of the year, but again, Mauro Ranallo makes it more enjoyable. At least he's not Josh Matthews. Raw is live from Columbus, Ohio this past Monday. And we started off with, a promo. They never start these off with promos, do they? Roman Reigns says he wants Brock Lesnar and he wants him now to avenge the F5 that he ate last week. Instead of Lesnar, it's a guy we'll see a lot on Raw this week, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho basically does his shtick, and You know, they're kind of buddy for now, and then that led, where led to Jericho saying, "Well, Lesnar's on my highlight reel. Why don't you join too? We can have the top 3 Royal Rumble contenders be in the ring at the same time for the highlight reel." Matt, when was Paul Heyman a top contender for the Royal Rumble? Jericho said there are 3 top contenders.
He's referring to himself, Lesnar, and Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay. Woo! I wonder what Vegas has Jericho at.
I'm hearing 50-1.
Really?
That's a shoot. That's what I heard.
Jericho, if he didn't just come back 2 weeks ago,
in their top bet pick to win the Rumble is exactly who I think is going to win the Rumble too. But we will hold that off to our picks.
I liked the interaction though with Jericho and Reigns. There just was a lot of Jericho on this show, wasn't there?
It's a little too much Jericho.
League of Nations interrupts, and Sheamus probably said the funniest thing ever since Sheamus 515.
I wish he would have called Jericho Cool Dad. I've been begging for somebody to call him Cool Dad on TV. That's what I want more than anything right now.
Sheamus asked Jericho what happened to the shirt he was wearing with the dinner jacket he has on. I loved it. I thought that was funny. They are, I guess, mad that they're not invited to the highlight reel. They shouldn't be after you look at the ratings. But, yeah. Then Del Rio said he won the biggest Royal Rumble match in history. Well, yeah, by numbers, not by importance or fun or good factor. But this was an okay promo. It was long and whatnot, and it set up a match between Rusev and Reigns with Jericho as the referee, and apparently Jericho's the GM now. But I didn't hate it, Matt, but I didn't love it. You kind of on that same fence?
I feel you. I thought Raw started off with a whimper. I really didn't think it was a very good way to kick off the show.
If this was,
I'm really tired of the 20-minute promo to open the show, and it almost comes down to the point where I don't give a damn who's doing it nowadays, unless it's Paul Heyman. I'm just like, oh my god, just shut up and do something else.
Yeah. Fucking, yeah. Remember the days when we used to start Raw off with a title match? Roman Reigns and Rusev. Chris Jericho is a special referee. Not really much to this match outside of the fact that Jericho tossed all the other guys out away from ringside.
So besides the fact Jericho making an ass out of himself.
I thought the cartwheel was kind of funny.
The cartwheel was ridiculous.
I thought the Cool Dad cartwheel. Oh, hashtag Cool Dad cartwheel. How about that, Matt? Let's get that. That is a great
hashtag. And
hey, guess what? It's trending worldwide right now. No, it's not, Josh.
Ugh.
Apparently, if your name is Josh, you're just a douche or a dumbass in the WWE.
Yes.
Douche or dumbass? Douche and dumbass in the morning. Your new radio show.
Oh, fucking Josh.
Rusev was charging after Jericho.
TNA. They all fucking suck.
Yeah, and throw the Pope out with the trash.
I unfollowed Josh on Twitter and I followed Bull Dempsey instead. I felt it was a fair trade after what occurred that evening.
Oh yeah, I've been following Bull for quite some time. He usually will either respond to you or like your tweets. So he reads when you tweet to him. So that's pretty cool. Rusev went after Jericho because Jericho tossed all of his buddies out from ringside, and as Rusev was going after Jericho, he ate a spear. As, oh boy, if you bet against Roman Reigns in that match, you deserve to lose your money. Then we do get a little continuity about why Jericho is making matches. Steph's like, "Oh, what are you doing that for?" And then Jericho, she goes,
"Bitch,"
and she goes, "This ain't 1999 anymore." And then he goes, "Yeah, 1999. I remember that year. That was full of filthy and disgusting." And we already went down that road once, so
yeah. Let's not do it again, pal.
Oh, hey, Total Divas is coming on, and we're covering it tonight. I can't wait. Actually, I thank Matt for getting me back into it because
it was great.
It was.
It's train wreck TV at its finest, and I just laughed and smiled through the entire episode. I had it on DVR, and I started watching it during while Impact was on quote unquote live on its second hour, and I figured, all right, I can watch Total Divas now, and I can turn on Impact afterwards because by the time I'm done with Total Divas, it'll be right around the time Impact's over. So I can finish that and zip through Impact. And as I said earlier, I truly believed that I could get through Impact in 20 minutes with the power of DVR. And actually, I watched about an hour of it total. So that's honestly for TNA, that's really good. That I was able to watch an hour of their show without fast forwarding.
Probably takes 20 minutes just to fast forward for 2 hours.
Yeah, so kudos to them for that.
Yeah, we'll discuss that here very, very shortly. So yeah, Total Divas is back.
Ain't gonna stop me now.
Shut up. Oh God, I don't know what's worse, that or Brie Bella's music.
Oh, dude, it's not even close. Not even close.
At least Natty still has the old Bret Hart guitar riff in there. So
I was happy to see Natty back on Raw, by the way.
Yes, welcome back, Natty. She was, I guess, hurt for a little while too. Little minor thing.
Yeah.
And I guess her and Paige are friends now because, well, they're both on Total Divas. So, but let's just forget what happened on Total Divas before. And also let's forget what happened on the last time they were both kind of on camera, as Natty was scolding Paige for being a bitch.
They reset Paige's storyline when she went out with the concussion, and honestly, I'm okay with that because what she was doing wasn't working anyway.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too. But God, they're just flip-flopping these women like Big Show and Kane.
Big Show's a face again. Yay!
But, how about another yay? Yay, Divas Revolution. We got a 2-minute match. And Natalya Sharpshooter, Brie Jobber. Hey, have you had enough of Dudley Boys in the Wyatt family? I hope not, because there's more.
What?
Bray, Luke, and Eric. Thankfully, they left Strowman on the apron. Took on the Dudley Boys and Ryback. And this is basically, I guess, just a filler match for the Royal Rumble participants, just to kill time. Oh, hey, I just spoiled the pre-show for you. Oops. Because, yeah, only one of those teams is getting TV time right now. Yeah. But it was quick and painless. 7-minute match. Thank you. Move on. And the Social Outcasts, who we probably have our respect a lot more now, thanks to that dumbass Josh, right? They cut a promo. And hey, Axel reminds you, he was not eliminated from last year's Royal Rumble. I hope it happens again. I hope someone takes him out.
I unfortunately think he's going to get eliminated in like 3 seconds this year.
Yeah, that was my
kind of like they buried him at in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at Mania when everybody ganged up on him and threw him out immediately. I feel he's going to have something like that this year, which is such bullshit. Because they had such a chance to do something cool with him at Mania and that Battle Royal, and they totally fucked it up.
Well, then Hogan fucked it up later. Couldn't do the old Hulkamania thing anymore. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, because I was doing a couple articles for The Richest, and I'm like, I was looking at the shortest times ever in the Rumble, and I'm like, yeah, I have a feeling Axel's going to have the Santino Award this year. But Big Show, yeah, I guess he's a face. I don't know.
Dude, he was smiling, waving, and slapping the fans' hands, and then took a selfie with somebody on the way back up. He's a fucking face again.
Well, the Outcast is what's confusing me because they were facing a heel team one week, now they're facing a face Big Show, and Big Show just turned face, and God, it's worse than the Divas, isn't it?
It's awful.
Big Show basically KO'd all 4 guys. Well, Bro Dallas, though, he ducked a KO punch and then did a lap. I thought that was funny. He's doing a lap and then boom! See ya.
He got like half a lap.
Yeah, half lap. I love Bo Dallas. Oh, but Big Show is a threat to win the Royal Rumble, and Jerry the King Lawler will tell you so. Oh, God. Here's the what the fuck moment of Raw, or of the week, we could even say. Vince and Stephanie and the Tumbler. That's all we have to say. That was a brutally painful segment, wasn't it? The only thing that made me laugh at this is the possibility that someone may have ribbed Vince by super gluing some of the tumblers.
That
or some of the tubes.
Funny.
Because he couldn't get them open, and Steph had to open it for him. Taz thought somebody might have ribbed him.
That dude, that's the funniest thing I've heard all week regarding that segment, because the segment was fucking awful.
Oh, it was brutal. Basically, just the point that every ball in the tumbler had Roman Reigns' name on it.
But here's the problem: when Vince first came back, he was solid, the character. I've never been a fan of him coming back to TV to begin with, but at least when he returned to TV initially, the character was solid. The last 2 weeks, his appearances on the show have been absolutely downright painful.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm unlike you. I'm a fan of the Mr. McMahon character, and yeah, it was great. And then one of the biggest moments of recent history of the WWE when he got Superman punched and Roman Reigns walks out with the title.
Do we know? I hate to play conspiracy theorist here. Do you remember what time in that 3-hour show that they did that segment? Was it close to the end of the second hour?
I'm looking for hour cues here. I'm not seeing it.
I would go as far to say
that this made people turn off
this
TV?
Segment made people turn the channel and turn off Raw.
It could.
I would say that segment alone caused the downfall of the viewers in hour 3. Because people said, "Oh my God, this is garbage. I'm turning this off."
Natalia Brie Bella ended hour 1. Then we got the Wyatt 6-man tag, and then we got the Big Show segment, and then we got League of Nations backstage complaining about Jericho. Then the Tumbler, and
that's probably really close to 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Vince and Stephanie made viewers leave Raw in droves. Imagine that.
I'm trying to see.
That kind of makes me smile, Jamie. I'm smiling right now. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice or not, but I'm legitimately...
Are you doing the Vince McMahon strut? Are you doing the McMahon strut right now?
I'm doing the McMahon strut, but I am legitimately smiling right now.
I can see you just doing that little strut, like, yeah, I'm tough, top shit. Oh, look at them ratings drop like a rock. Yeah, pal.
Oh, that's funny.
If I knew the words to that song on Tuesday Night Titans, I'd probably break into that here. Maybe I'll work on that. Hey, it's a Divas Revolution. Becky Lynch, Tamina, 4 minutes. Thank you.
Look, say what you want about the match.
Tamina looked good.
But the story is the best Tamina's looked in forever. Team Bad's new theme was fucking garbage. Get rid of it now. Burn it with fire. Whatever
it's
you
better
have
than
to do. No, it's not. Actually, it's worse. It's absolutely worse. But no.
How about Becky
after the match?
Flair.
Becky? It was the best promo Becky's ever cut. Flair played his part perfectly. Charlotte's reaction was on point, and it was one of the best storylines they've done for the Divas on the main brands since the Divas Revolution started. It made you care about their match this Sunday.
Yes, it's just the fact that Raw's got 2 Divas matches that went 8 minutes total is the only thing.
Well, at least they had 2 Divas matches, period.
True.
You have to look at it from the other side of the coin sometimes.
But when Lynch started using her own words in the Ric Flair kiss, steal, and wheel and deal, oh my God, that was brilliant. She did it perfectly. Flair accepts the match for Charlotte. She kind of had that look on her face like, Dad. And
what the fuck did you just do?
Yeah, I love it. It's but that
Great.
and
It was absolutely
this,
great.
yeah, this and Owens and Ambrose are the two best things going today in the WWE.
Yeah, it's not close.
Now, a tag match between another weird pairing, Dean Ambrose and Kalisto. They take on Alberto Del Rio and Sheamus. And
I didn't understand this match at all.
mm-mm.
Well, just the fact that they had Kalisto job out when he's in a title match on Sunday, it made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. It would have made more sense to have Owens get involved from the commentary table and cause DQ.
Owens is so good on commentary, though.
Fantastic. But I'm just saying it would have made more sense for Owens to attack Dean and set up a DQ finish for that instead of Kalisto jobbing clean when he's got a title match on Sunday that we're supposed to believe he's got a shot to get that title back.
We've seen the attack from the announced desk way too often,
I agree.
Kalisto shouldn't have been.
No offense to Del Rio, but who the fuck thinks he's been a good United States champion enough to have the title put right back on him after it was taken off?
Yeah, I don't know. In my mind, it's Vince playing the balancing game, pushing the league back up when Roman Reigns just completely bitch slaps him. So what? What'd you think about the eulogy from the New Day for Francesca?
Probably the best part of Raw. It was hilarious.
I love it when Big E goes all religious on us with his voice. That's so fun.
I just can't wait for Xavier to debut Francesca's sister, which I'm hopeful will happen on. Hopefully it'll happen at the Rumble. They can't get rid of the trombone.
No,
they can't. They have to bring it back. So I'm sure it's gonna be like Francesca's sister or something like that.
Yeah,
and help them beat the Usos on Sunday with that.
The cadence of the New Day sucks chant has now gone over to TNA, as it has in Ring of Honor.
Oh, dude, that chant is everywhere now.
Beer, money. I know, it's everywhere.
Old DX.
Francesca. That's what the New Day chant.
That's all beer money is now. It's sad. They are a shell of their former selves.
Yeah.
Breaks my heart.
We're jumping ahead of ourselves, but maybe Bobby Roode gets the fired briefcase and Feast or Fired. Bobby Roode, come on down. You're the next contestant on NXT. WWE, as they always do, gives us the All About the Numbers video package. Some pretty cool stuff. A little too much on Roman Reigns, but that's okay. Obviously, they mentioned things like Austin and Mysterio, and then they go into nobody's won 2 consecutive Royal Rumbles since Austin, which was way back in 97 to 98. I was graduating high school.
A while ago. It's been a while.
I was 120 pounds lighter, probably.
And teaser for later on, I don't think it's going to happen this year either. So.
Then they talked about how many former world champions have been, how many Hall of Famers, how many former world champions are in this year's Rumble, which is 6. I thought it was odd that they showed the Orton quite a couple of times. Like, Orton's not going to be in that match.
Doesn't matter. He's the Viper.
Or is he?
Dude, that would be cool, but I mean, he just had surgery in early December. And I know he said he was ahead of schedule, but I don't think he's that ahead of schedule.
Yeah, that would be that in capital letters right there.
Like, obviously, if he can make Mania, that's a big deal for WWE. But I don't waste him returning at the Royal Rumble. I make sure he's as healthy as he possibly can be, to bring him back on the road to Mania. And it wouldn't be, for me, it wouldn't be at the Rumble unless you have a set storyline to play off there to set him up in the road to Mania. I'm not sure who they would plan to have Orton work Mania, but honestly, every star helps. So having Orton at Mania would be a big deal at this point.
This is just off the top of my head, popped into my head. Didn't put much thought into it. Baron Corbin, maybe.
Oh my God!
I think Corbin and Orton could work a good match together.
I would like to see a heel Randy Orton against AJ Styles. I think that would be sick.
There's a lot of seeds you could plant there.
You could do a really good match for those two.
Orton saying, "You're taking my spot." No, you're not. And
well, you don't have to say anything like that. It's just,
Orton's
been gone for a while. You could easily bring him back as a heel.
Problem is, he's going to get one of the biggest pops. So, he's a great heel, but he was one of the hottest baby faces before he got hurt. So it's kind of hard to do that, I think. Yeah. I think you got to wait. You got to have him back a while before you turn him heel. I don't think it's going to work well to get him heel right out of the gate. Big E took on Jey Uso. This match went about 9 minutes. Not too bad. Not too shabby between these two guys. Two good workers in the ring. They were Jey was selling his knee. I believe it was Jey that had the injury, right? Or was it a knee injury? I can't remember what the Uso had.
Man, I don't remember.
Big E gets the win there. But a good match between two. Good solo match. You don't get to see a solo match between with Usos and New Day too often, so I thought that was a nice little change of pace. Titus O'Neil backstage with Truth and Henry, talking a little bit about keeping the dream alive for Martin Luther King Day, and then Neville shows up. That kind of was odd, but Titus is like, he's got a dream too, so he can come in here. That's just fine. And so O'Neil, Henry, Truth, Neville, they take on the Ascension, Tyler Breeze, and Stardust. And the highlight of this match is Titus O'Neil picks up Tyler Breeze, tosses him over his head a little too hard because he was supposed to toss him over his head. Mark Henry catch him into a World's Strongest Slam. But
who do you blame for that? Whose fault was that? Was that O'Neil's fault for throwing him too high, or was that Henry's fault for not catching him?
I'm gonna say it's whoever called the spot. Because
let's say we're not talking about who called the spot. The spot's already happening. Whose fault is it?
I don't think it's necessarily anybody's fault. It's just
WWE's always points to blame at somebody. And unfortunately, I was discussing this with somebody online that night, and I was like, even if it was Titus's fault, I see WWE putting the blame on Henry for that because Titus is the one getting the push right now, and they seem to be looking for any excuse in the world right now not to push Mark.
Well, if you're... Whoa.
What the hell just happened?
Oh, something fell off my desk. Then I about fell over. Now, if you were going to put a gun to my head and say, okay, well, whose fault is it? I would have said, of the two, I would have said Henry, because he should have probably not been so close to Titus for that exact spot. But at the same time, why do a no look pass, so to speak? Why do that? Why don't you just hand him over to Henry? Like, you could toss him, but look at him. Don't do a no look over your head, fancy shit, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's blame there. It's just that was kind of a long shot to make it look cool. If it would have landed, you would have been like, holy hell, that was kind of cool. But instead, Botchamania. And then, but then Henry picks up Tyler Breeze and then goes on the World's Strongest Slam. And then a red arrow by Neville, and Tyler Breeze's heat, apparently from leaving early, is still going on. That or Vince just doesn't like him.
Could be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yep. And to end the night, the highlight reel, Jericho, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. And boy, we did get a lot of Jericho on the show, though, but I loved the promo with Paul Heyman.
Well, Heyman's always good on the microphone. Honest, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you want to bring Heyman out at the beginning of Raw and let him talk for 3 hours, I would probably be more thoroughly entertained than I would about the average show of Raw.
Well, I'm giving both guys credit here. I think Jericho did a great job too here.
I had enough of Cool Dad at that point.
Cool Dad hashtag Cool Dad Cartwheel trending worldwide. And as soon as Jericho mentioned that he's going to walk out the 7-time champion, here comes the pain, and Brock Lesnar comes out.
Dun 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 dun.
I've seen how long you were going to go with that. I
was like, he's going to cut me off eventually, but if not, I'll just get to the end of the first note.
I just wait to see how long you'd go. Were you doing the Vince strut while you were singing that?
Why would I be doing the Vince strut humming the Brock Lesnar theme?
Because that's probably what Vince does when Brock Lesnar's theme comes on.
Probably.
He struts around in his whitey tighties in his office going, "Yeah, pal. Ugh. I got him."
It's a sight I didn't want to think about.
We get a lot of talk and no action, but then Reigns unloads with some punches on the old Lesnar there, and then the League of Nations comes out, and then Lesnar's cleaning house and turns around and eats a spear, and then the Wyatt family shows up and beats the hell out of Lesnar. How is that for a visual? The old Sister Abigail on Brock Lesnar.
I wasn't a fan at all.
Yeah, I know overall you said you weren't a fan of this whole thing.
No, because my problem is this is becoming a trend now.
Build him up to knock him down?
This is the let's build up the Bray Wyatt / Wyatt family on the road to WrestleMania so we can feed him to somebody at WrestleMania and knock him right down the ladder again. And they've done this 3 years in a row. They did it with Cena at 30, which, Bray's push was halted there. So they killed him at 30. And then at 31, he was floundering until right around December and January. And whoop, all of a sudden, Bray's getting pushed again. Why? Oh, we're feeding him to The Undertaker. And now, all of a sudden, Bray and the Wyatt family start beating up on Team ECW. And now all of a sudden, they're getting pushed again. Why? Oh, because we're feeding him to Brock Lesnar. And after WrestleMania, Bray will go right back down to the lower mid-card where nobody will give a damn about him again, because this is what WWE does to these guys every fucking year. Every year, they build them up to break them down, and people are fucking sick of it. I was sick of it. When I saw it, I was just like, whatever. That does nothing for me at this point, because you're doing the same pattern that you're doing with them every year, so I have no faith that you're going to do something correctly this time. Absolutely none.
What went through my mind was the fact that this not necessarily means Mania match. It could even just be a Fastlane match, but he's going to get fed to Lesnar there.
I think they're going to do him and Strowman at Fastlane.
Oh my god!
And they're going to do him and Bray at Mania.
Oh my god!
I'm just look. I'd rather have it that way than have Bray at Fastlane and Strowman at Mania.
Yeah, because it's internally been pushed.
That's exactly why I'm saying, if you're so dead set on doing Strowman and Lesnar, for fuck's sake, please do it at Fastlane. Do not give me that at WrestleMania. I don't even want to see Braun Strowman in the ring at WrestleMania, let alone against fucking Brock Lesnar. So if you're insistent on doing that match, for fuck's sake, please do it at Fastlane. And do not do it at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I'd give this challenge to Vince. Don't put Braun Strowman in a match until he can do a Hurricane Rana flawlessly. But he can't, pal. Good. Yeah, this would you say this Raw should have been better? And
it was very dull and uneventful for a go-home show to the Royal Rumble. It should have been better than it was.
So now you're thinking Cool Dad was the reason for the dip in the ratings, but that light bulb came on. Maybe it was the old Tumblr.
Yeah, it very well might have been.
That was a brutal segment. Oh my fucking god!
And if we want to further the road to WrestleMania speculation storylines, we actually didn't touch on this, in the top of the show with the news, but Daniel Bryan was scheduled to go to Pittsburgh this week to meet with the WWE doctors again. So
Well, you said all along you don't
Daniel
want him at
Bryan's going to
Rumble.
be. I'm not saying he's going to be in the Rumble, but I'm saying if he's going up there to meet with the doctors again to get cleared, maybe he's going to join the road to WrestleMania on Monday night. And don't tell me for 1 second you wouldn't want to see AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. You just got giddy just thinking about it. How about Daniel Bryan versus Nakamura? I mean, think about these ideas that they could do with him.
I still want Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar, man.
Yeah, I want to know Bryan can come back to the ring and work for about a year and stay healthy before I put him in the ring with Brock Lesnar.
I know. I'm just saying I want that, like we were supposed to get a while back. But this week in pro wrestling, 2000, Steve Austin undergoes neck surgery to remove a bone spur that was touching his spinal cord. I bet that was not good. He had to be written off of television with an attack at the Survivor Series by the terrible angle where Austin got hit by a car.
I did it for The Rock. I did it for the people.
Why? Dad!
Oh, God.
This week in 2012, Evan Bourne, who just returned from the WWE suspension, is suspended again for a second violation of the wellness policy. On Twitter, he commented, "Sorry, y'all, sometimes we become our own worst enemy." He's yet to return to a WWE ring. Obviously,
he's doing good things in Ring of Honor right now, so I'm totally okay with it.
Better? You think he's better off there? Or?
I do. I think he's used better there. I mean, probably getting a better paycheck with WWE, and if that's what's most important to him, I wish he was there. But I think as a character and the matches they let him do, he's probably wrestling-wise better off in Ring of Honor.
I miss Air Boom, though. That was a great tag team. Well, you got this rash of independent superstars coming over. Maybe. Do you think maybe
they could look at him again? I wouldn't be surprised if they thought about giving him another look. But it's up to him if he wants to come back, and it's up to them if they want to forgive and forget all the wellness crap. So
let's wellness test Vince, by the way. Pal. This week in 2013, WWE signed Clayton Jack, who is an NCAA All-American wrestler from Oregon State. Signed him to a 3-year developmental deal, and that lasted only about 2 years because this guy is known as Cal Bishop, and he got fired from the WWE on television if you watched Breaking Ground.
Oh, wow.
Basically, a man with couldn't quite get right with a few surgeries on the shoulder and just could never get healthy, and so they just cut ties with him.
Did we release Eli Sampson next?
Shut up. In 1982, I always loved making fun of all these title reigns Jerry Lawler had in Memphis. He had his 19th AWA Southern Heavyweight title win in 1982. But look who he beat this one, Matt. Dutch Mantel. Old Zeb Coulter. Hey, Zeb. Oh, Zeb. We need real Americans to come back.
They had a chance to do it. I don't know why they didn't do it.
Well, we got it right now. Sandow, Swagger, Goldust, and Ryder. They're all American, right?
I'm hearing the only reason Ryder wasn't put in the Social Outcast is because Mojo is going to be coming up with him soon.
Yeah, I hope it works.
I hope so too.
I don't have faith on the main roster with those guys. I don't know.
They just Triple H needs to convince Vince that it's not the same Zack Ryder.
Ooh, yeah.
It's just that it's a guy it's the guy, we gave him the Zack Ryder name, but it's not the same guy.
Yeah. Yeah, the other guy, he's off on YouTube land. This week in 2007, WWE cleaned house and released guys such as C.W. Anderson, Doug and Danny Basham, Gangrel, the Gemini. God, that tag team sucked. Jazz, Rodney Mack, Al Snow, Sylvester Terkay.
You failed to mention one person I gave a damn about.
I was just going to ask you, which of those guys were you fans of? I liked Gangrel. I mean, the Brood was great.
Gangrel was fine, but I mean, by the time they were releasing them, I didn't really care.
No. Jazz, oh God, she was scary looking. I don't know what Rodney Mack had seen in her, but to each his own. C.W. Anderson, he was a ECW guy, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day. This week in 2012, WWE NXT broadcast its 100th episode. Not much to note here because it was pretty much an awful episode. It was still kind of I can't remember if this was in the current format that NXT is, or if it was still kind of a contest type of format. But it had an awful sounding wedding segment with Maxine, Johnny Curtis, and Derek Bateman.
Yeah, that was still the old NXT before this.
I think it's always cool to sometimes look back at events in FCW history, Matt. And in 2012, there was an FCW show in Orlando, Florida. And opening the show was Mike Dalton and Corey Graves. You know Mike Dalton as Tyler Breeze. Leaky? How do you say that name? I don't even know.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Leaky?
Just say Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Roman Reigns. He defeated Nick Rogers in about 10 seconds, and then Io Kruger and Eli Cottonwood attacked him. I tried looking up Nick Rogers, couldn't even find anything on him. Obviously, Io Kruger, Adam Rose. Eli Cottonwood was a kind of a Braun Strowman-like a guy, right?
Something like that.
Big and unimpressive.
Probably.
Calvin Reigns defeated Jason Jordan. Reigns was released a few months later, while Jason Jordan, he's doing pretty good for himself.
And Roman took his namesake.
Yep. And they spelled it differently, though.
Yeah.
Calvin spelled it like Tim Reigns.
Yeah.
From the old Expos. Audrey Marie, Caitlyn, defeated Raquel Diaz and Sofia Cortez. Audrey Marie was later released that year. Of course, Caitlyn made it onto the main roster. Raquel didn't last too much longer either. She was cut in 2014, and Sofia Cortez, she's known as the beautiful Ivelisse in Lucha Underground.
And it should also be noted that Raquel was the daughter of Eddie Guerrero.
Ah. Is that the one that just got married?
To one of the vaudevillains, yes.
Yeah, Aiden?
Yep.
Husky Harris, Seth Rollins, and Xavier Woods defeat Rick Victor, Biggie Langston, and Kenneth Cameron. Husky Harris, of course, Bray Wyatt. He had his finish. You know what his finisher was called back then?
I don't remember, dude.
Get ready to facepalm. Swine intervention. Oh, let's make fun of him for being fat. Rick Victor, of course, is Victor of the Ascension. And Kenneth Cameron is Bram. Interesting tag team, though, there. Husky Harris, Seth Rollins, and Xavier Woods. 2 of the 3 New Day right there, too, in that match. Richie Steamboat defeated Antonio Cesaro. And unfortunately, due to injuries later in the year, Richie was forced to retire in 2012. Did you ever see much of him?
Not as much as I would have liked to.
I heard he was pretty good in the ring.
What I saw of him, I did like.
Here's a funny one for you, Matt. Tag team titles are on the line for FCW. Briley Pierce and Brad Maddox retain the tag team titles by defeating Damian Sandow and Dean Ambrose. What? They saw more in Briley Pierce and Brad Maddox.
This was the epitome of the developmental territory at the time.
Briley Pierce is the younger brother of Dolph Ziggler. He was released in May of 2013. And, of course, we know the rest.
Well, he was one of the ones that had an issue with Bill DeMott.
Yeah.
So.
And then the main event was for the FCW Heavyweight Championship. Bo Rotundo defeated Leo Burke. I could not find a single thing on Leo Burke.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Except for he had I found an old guy, Leo Burke, who's like 69 and had a relationship with the Hearts. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not him.
No! That's pretty fun to go back and look at that card. Lots of names in the main roster now.
Yeah, no thanks to the FCW booking.
It was that bad, wasn't it?
Pretty bad.
This week in 2015, Lucha Underground signs Alberto El Patron.
Well, that lasted a long time.
Yeah. Couple of happy birthdays for you. 1941, happy birthday to the first ever Intercontinental Champion, Pat Patterson. Great guy. Love that guy. He's a funny man. And happy 1954 to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Not bad.
What's that, Matt?
Said not bad.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And obviously, this week in history is going to have a few Royal Rumbles here and there. 1991, the third ever Royal Rumble appeared in Miami, Florida. Sergeant Slaughter defeated the Ultimate Warrior with the help of Randy Savage. I believe was this when Slaughter was in his Iraqi sympathy kind of thing?
Correct.
Ted DiBiase and Virgil defeated Dusty and Dustin Rhodes. And so I thought it was pretty cool. A little father-son team combination. And this was when Virgil turned on Ted. And now Virgil's turning on the internet. And entering at number 24, Hulk Hogan won his second consecutive Royal Rumble match by eliminating Earthquake. God, they did push Earthquake quite a bit there, didn't they, back in the day?
Oh, yeah. He was big time.
Old John. Is that a pun?
No, it really wasn't. He was.
Are you far away from your mic? You sound like you're down the street.
How about now?
No. I can hear you. It just sounds like you're away from your mic.
That's weird.
One of the more famous Royal Rumbles this week in 1992. The only time the title was up for grabs until the Sunday. Ric Flair defeated everybody to get that title.
Ric Flair defeated everybody?
Everybody. Well, yeah, everybody. Oh, boy. And, of course, Ric Flair broke Rick the Martel Martel's Iron Man record with being in the ring for 59 minutes. 1997's Royal Rumble, Austin entered at 5 and eliminated Bret Hart to win the match, and then Shawn Michaels gave some sweet chin music to Psycho Sid. This was the Psycho Sid. This was when they had Jose Lothario in on the storylines, and Sid attacked Jose, as Jose was Shawn Michaels' mentor. And then the 2003 Royal Rumble was this week, and Brock Lesnar won that match. And Kurt Angle defeated Chris Benoit in a great match. I love that match. And then on the other side of the coin, for the world title, Scott Steiner and Triple H. That was not so good. Some sad news this week in pro wrestling. 2007, former WWE, WCW, and ECW star Bam Bam Bigelow was found dead in his home. The Beast from the East was only 45 years old. Amazingly, he had no titles in the WWE, but he was a one-time hardcore champ and a two-time tag champ in WCW. His tag champions were with DDP and Kanyon. And he was most famously known in WWE for his WrestleMania match with LT. This week in 2015, for the first time in his 30-year career, Sting appeared on Monday Night Raw, and I just called Matt Mark because we marked out. We marked out at that moment.
We most certainly did.
And he cost Seth Rollins a match against John Cena. I believe that was wasn't that when the guys that were on his team at Survivor Series, their jobs were on the line or something? Because this was kind of when the Authority just got back into power.
I think Cena's job was on the line. Because no, Cena was fighting to get their jobs back.
Okay.
And
because the whole Edge thing happened recently to get the Authority back in power.
Yes.
And finally, in 1976, Lanny and Randy Poffo defeat the British Bulldogs, but not the British Bulldogs you know. These guys were Jonathan Foley and Edward Heath for the NWA Gulf Coast Tag Team titles. Of course, Lanny and Randy Poffo, you might know them as the Genius, and oh yeah, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Matt, let's talk Total Divas.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I took off season 4, maybe 3. I might have quit during season 3. I just got sick of it. But now my mindset has changed, and I know it's
way too fun not to watch the train wreck every week. I look forward to this every season because I don't take the show seriously, and it's just entertaining as hell.
I just had to reset my brain and now go into it with a new mindset. And now I'm fine with it. But we start season 5 with the idiotic fake angle between Dolph and wanting Nikki back. Oh my god, that's stupid. I'm glad that did not make WWE TV.
They teased that it was going to, though, if you remember.
Yes, I know.
And then they just kind of, it didn't happen.
So was this slap how they ended last season, or?
No, she slapped him this season. We didn't see the slap at the end of the season. We didn't see the slap at the end of the season finale.
We saw what was the season finale? Just him popping the I could be the husband and the father.
Exactly.
And he says all that, and he looks like he leans in for a kiss. But Nikki with a nice little slap.
Bitch slap.
I put in my notes, who believes this shit, Matt? But I'm still.
Apparently, a bunch of people watching E. So I don't know. I think it was. I enjoy the show. I accept it for what it is. And we're going to be perfectly honest and serious with ourselves. About 90 to 95% about what we watch and enjoy on TV, right? And anyway, is fake.
Yeah.
You want to bash. I've seen people bash Total Divas for being fake. Okay, you're a wrestling fan.
Yeah, man.
Bashing a wrestling television show for being fake. I mean, really? You kind of look really stupid saying that. That's just my 2 cents on the subject. Like, legitimately, everything on TV is fake at this point. Sometimes I even believe that professional sports are worked or rigged or fake. In how the outcomes of those things are determined. Just sometimes it seems way too convenient for things to go down the way they do. It feels like it's a work.
Matt the tinfoil hat black.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Like, I would not be surprised.
Natty talks about Tyson's injury, and during her on-camera promo, talking about it. Ooh, nice little busty outfit there by Natty. So yeah, I'm back on board with Total Divas, Matt. After I saw that outfit, my God,
calm down,
Bobbies. Nikki shows a Japan promo that has Ziggler and Cena in it with her. Yeah, that wasn't planned, was it, Matt?
No, well, honestly, I don't think that was planned at all because honestly, they were tagging at that show.
But
Ziggler and Cena were tagging at that show. So,
but Nikki's in the thing too. The three of them.
She was the champ.
How can that not be?
I don't think there was any. I don't really think that part was a work.
I don't know, man. Always good to see the Anvil on TV, though. They talk about more surgery for TJ. They gotta say Anvil's aged pretty well because he wasn't really Mr. Pretty when he was tagging with Bret Hart, was he?
Sure that.
He's aged pretty well. But man, talking about TJ's injury though, holy shit! They said it's the same injury as Christopher Reeves, except his
was bruised,
bruised and not broke. Was Reeves is broken?
Yeah, I think that's what she said.
Scary shit, man. I don't know. That almost make you. You can't get into the mentality of a wrestler, but God, wouldn't that just make you want to hang it up, dude? I mean, he took a muscle buster, which wasn't really a botch or anything. It was just I think Taz said this, wrong place at the wrong time for his body. Daniel Bryan talks about hating being a judge on Tough Enough. Is it just because he wants to be in the ring so bad, or do you think he's just saying that to say it on the show? What do you think about him not really enjoying his time on Tough Enough?
I would think it just comes down to him. He wants to wrestle. He doesn't want to do anything else. And I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, we the sure fucking want him in there. Come on, Vince.
Honestly, I even tweeted it last night. One of my favorite parts about Total Divas being back is the fact that I have Daniel Bryan on my television again every week. So
I'm just so worried. So worried they put him in the Rumble. Oh, I'm so worried. We're gonna get 2014 all over again, unless he. I don't know. If he gets put in the Rumble and wins it, would you be okay?
Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
There's no way he wins the Rumble. Although it would be I would mark the fuck out. It would be amazing. and it would totally throw the road to WrestleMania on its ear, and it would leave me very excited about what the next step was. Like if they were to truly go with something like let's face it, everybody right now thinks there's only 3 potential winners of the Rumble. It's Brock, it's Reigns, or it's Triple H.
Yeah.
So with everybody thinking there's only 3 possible winners. If they swerved and they let somebody like Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles win the Royal Rumble and become the WWE champion, everybody would lose their fucking minds because it was completely unexpected. Nobody saw it coming, and that totally leaves questions about what they're going to do at WrestleMania. And let's not forget, they could totally swerve everybody and do a shocking Royal Rumble win, and they can write everything in the way they want to do it by Fastlane, and they could change things from Fastlane to WrestleMania. So I mean, they're no longer locked in by the Royal Rumble winner locking in a part of their main event.
Yeah.
So I would really like them to do something unexpected this weekend, just for shock value, if nothing else.
Ambrose, the first man to do it since Ultimate Warrior.
You can't do Ambrose. Honestly, if you're going for shock value, you'd have a better shot of doing it with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that's another one.
Than you would with Dean Ambrose. And I don't think. I think Dean Ambrose retains his. I think Dean Ambrose retains, probably, on Sunday. Mm-hmm. I still honestly haven't made up my mind on that match yet, so I've been kind of flip flopping on that match all week, because something you didn't mention in the NXT review is that they actually touched upon Kevin Owens showing up at that NXT house show over the weekend to confront Sami Zayn. And I have no idea why they did that, unless it's leading to Sami Zayn confronting Kevin Owens in the Royal Rumble and throwing his ass over the top rope.
Yeah. I think that was the time when I paused NXT to watch the end of the Husker basketball game. Is actually they beat number 11 Michigan State tonight, which was insane.
Yeah.
And I think I paused NXT, and apparently you can't pause and then go back to it, because then it just took me to live. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I missed a couple parts of NXT there. So Paige visits a cat cafe in Japan, and hilarity ensues. She says it smells like cat piss. Well, yeah, I would die in that place, so Matt, I'm allergic to cats. So
yikes, dude. Yeah, I don't want to see you die.
The best part's when she's sitting there and there's like 8 cats surrounding her, like, feed me.
They were all Ryback.
Feed me more. Bree and Daniel talk about business opportunity, and boy, could Daniel Bryan not be look as enthused about that, huh?
Well, can you really blame him?
Ring. Oh. No, especially when he's going to have to do all the work, because she'll be on the road most of the time. It's like, I don't want to do this. Bree, come on. More flirt talk between Nikki and Dolph, and I thought it was pretty funny that Paige was spying on it.
Yeah.
What, you think they'd notice that Paige peeking around the corner, don't you think?
No.
There's a camera. Well, there's a camera right there. Kayfabe. Nikki sure didn't seem too upset that round. She was a little flirty, and Dolph goes, "My eyes are up here." Oh, boy. Then we go back to Daniel Bryan, and I was right. He wasn't enthused. Amazingly, because he doesn't want to close the chapter of his in-ring career. I think, when he hangs it up, he'd be happy as a road agent, don't you think?
Maybe. You never know. I don't know.
Nikki and Paige visit a fish pedicure. What the fuck is that, Matt? Would you stick your foot in a...
Probably not. Probably not.
But this is all ploy for Paige to stage an intervention as Dolph Ziggler walks in, and they talk more about how Dolph still wants to get in Nikki's pajamas and all that fun stuff. And then Bree and Daniel talk more about the future. I love their dog Josie, though. That thing is the cutest little thing.
He is adorable.
Paige is back from Japan, and Big Kev picks her up. Not that Big Kev. And of course, Paige dances around the actually, telling him that she doesn't want to get married. Well, because we got to drag this out, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Then they bounce around a lot on Total Divas because they show Nikki and John entering the arena ahead of the Beast in the East show, and boy, Nikki was wearing a nice dress. Holy Jesus!
Nice.
Oh man, puppies. And she sticks around to watch the tag match because she's secretly hoping for a menage a trois. You know what that is. Paige talks to her mom and then finally grows the balls to say, I don't want to get married. Kevin gives her a, what? But they talk, and in the end, it all goes well, and they hug and kiss. And like I told Matt earlier ago, I like this guy way more than the Eva Marie's douchebag husband. But it's only one episode. Matt doesn't like it. You don't like that guy, do you?
Not really a fan, no.
Is it because he's doing the horizontal polka with Paige?
He's just, I don't know, he just comes across as a real whiny emo guy.
Emo. He kind of reminds me of Daniel Bryan. Like,
yeah, I don't see that comparison at all. So
we end the show with Nikki and John having dinner after the Beast in the East. And Nikki tells John about the whole marriage, babies, kissing, all that fun stuff. And the waiter asks, right after that, I'm guessing this wasn't planned, but it was great timing by the waiter. Would you like tea or water, John? No, I'll stick with wine. Things are about to get interesting. And finally, she tells him, and what, Matt? Nikki's mad that John isn't getting mad?
Yeah, that was my understanding.
Yeah. So there we go. Total Divas is back, and we're talking about it. How about that, Matt?
Deal with it.
Woo!
Deal with it.
TNA time. Hey, it was good this week. At least. What'd you think of? Did you like Jeff and Matt Hardy's promo?
It was fine. Mainly because it set up the storyline for the entire evening.
Yeah.
So with that, I was okay with it. It really set the storyline in motion for the entire 2-hour show. And if there's one thing I will give TNA credit for right now, they are attempting to take a storyline and interwove it throughout the entire episode to make you keep watching. So that's kind of a good thing.
Oh yeah, what they do backstage with the brothers later on, we'll talk about. I love that part too. Just added a whole new meaning to it. Tyrus comes out. He's mad about Jeff Hardy making fun of him, saying he can't read. And then Jeff said something about, I bet you're not good with numbers either. Oh man, that Jeff's a bully. That leads to a Tyrus Jeff Hardy match. Jeff Hardy was going for the Whisper in the Wind, and kayfabe's a leg injury, slipping on the ropes type of deal, which leads to Tyrus just going to town on that leg. And obviously Tyrus didn't give a shit about the match. He ends up shoving Stifler and DQ. And so then Tyrus is trying to go for the spike, but Twist of Fate by Hardy allows him to escape and hobble up the ramp. And TNA lets us know that Feast or Fired is coming back to TNA next week. Do you like Feast or Fired, Matt?
No.
Not at all?
No, I hate it.
I think it's interesting, at least. I don't know. I watched the last one.
I especially hate it now after what Chavo Guerrero had to say about it.
Why? What did he say?
Like he basically, they had a big interview the other week. He's basically said that they legitimately use the Feast or Fire gimmick to fire people from the company. And that he was fired through that gimmick match, and his contract didn't allow it, and they basically had legal come in and settle it because, after it all went down, Chava didn't want to work for the company anyway.
Oh, no way. TNA throwing away money? No.
I really, just the things that company does really aggravates me.
The participants for Feast or Fired are Beer Money, Rockstar Spud, Eric Young, Braum, Grado, Aiden O'Shea, Brom, Robbie E, Drew Galloway, Chris Melendez, Jesse Goddard, and Eli Drake. I know you'd like to see the fired briefcase on a lot of these guys, Matt, but who do you think's getting the? I wanted to see it on Bobby Roode, so he goes to NXT.
Robbie E.
Yeah.
So I wanted him fired. I wanted him fired last year. Wait, did you say Jesse Goddard is in this?
Shit, no, he's not. No,
damn it.
No. Yes, he is. Shut up, he is.
Then
shut up.
Then I totally want him to be fired.
No, he and Eli Drake are going to be a tag team, I think.
Well, Eli Drake can get fired too.
The Wolves cut a promo about Beer Money's return, and they're ready for a battle before Crazy Steve. I think is it Taz or Mike Johnson or somebody they call him Crazy Steve, and he shows up and laughs, and then somebody gets attacked from behind. I guessed it was Abyss, and
Abyss. It's Abyss.
So, Matt,
why is Crazy Steve still even have a job with this company? Like, seriously.
Only time I remember ever seeing him was in the Feast or Fired match, I think, or something like that.
I don't understand why he's still with the company. I really don't.
It's just terrible in the ring.
He's not that good.
Yeah.
And he was only brought in because of that stupid menagerie gimmick, which is gone now.
Did outside interference take away from Gail Kim and Awesome Kong for the knockout title, or were you fine with everything there? Did you like the match?
I was fine with the match. The match was fine.
I thought the ending was really well done, considering it was TNA booking at its finest. Run-in city. I think they did it well with the beautiful people taking out two of them, and we all thought Jade was going to eat a fist from Awesome Kong when Jade was holding up Gail Kim against the ropes, but Kong stopped herself short, but then walked into the eat defeat. So Gail Kim is still your TNA Knockouts champion. And Beer Money cuts a promo saying it's been 5 years since him and Roode have James Storm says it's been 5 years since him and Roode have tagged together as Beer Money. They work the crowd, do some of their shtick. They say they want to kick some ass, and there's only two people they want, two people's asses they want out there to kick, and it's EY and Bram. But no, instead we get Eli Drake and Jesse Goddard, and they said that Beer Money should be called Midlife Crisis. Well, after what you said about the DX thing, Matt, you probably agree with that, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
The small time I've seen Eli Drake, I kind of like him. So far I like him. I haven't anything negative to say about him yet. That obviously led to tag match between Drake and Goddard against Beer Money. Beer Money winning it fairly quickly. And then Kurt Angle comes out for a promo to set up his next match in the Farewell Tour, which was already reported by PW Insider. And Bobby Lashley comes out. And do you like how this one they didn't quite play nicey-nicey? It was more like Lashley's out and wants to just kick his ass. He doesn't care about this goody two-shoe Farewell Tour.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they did.
Do you like that they did it that way instead of...
It's all right. I'm fine with it. I'm tired of the Farewell Tour already. I think the whole gimmick's stupid.
There's only going to be this and one more, right?
Hopefully.
You know who the other one is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it got announced not too long ago. We'll keep that a secret for now, though. The Miracle, Mike Bennett, no relation, takes on Pepper Parks. Have you seen Pepper Parks? He was in Ring of Honor, I guess, for a time.
I don't know him at all. No.
He didn't even get an entrance. Basically, jobber fodder for Mike Bennett. What'd you think of Bennett in this match?
He was okay. Nothing blew me away.
Mm-hmm. I thought at the end, he before he hit his actual finisher, which is basically a Michinoku driver, I thought he was going to do the Okada Rainmaker for his finisher. It looked like he set that up, but instead he did like kind of a stiff punch or whatever, and then that led into the finisher. Pretty cool backstage segment with Rebby and Matt checking in on Jeff. Jeff had ice on his knee. Matt said, "Go to the hospital now," and Matt said everything's good. And Matt, everything was good. I mean, Rebby has her diaper bag, so everything's fine, right?
Yeah.
Matt assured Jeff he would be fine. Jeff, go to the hospital. Call Beth, go to the hospital. So that's what he did. And then Ethan Carter III cuts a promo talking about how Matt Hardy cannot beat him. It is honorable, but he will not beat him. There's no shame in being a family man. And EC3 has his family, and the gold is his. And so he says, Matt's going home in an ambulance. And then they pan out and show that Tyrus and EC3 are sitting in an ambulance. Hey, that's nice. Unlike the debut show 2 weeks ago, they give Ethan Carter III and Matt Hardy some time, didn't they, Matt? What did you?
Yeah, they did. Obviously, a lot more time.
Oh yeah, the segments, the entrances started at almost a half hour to go.
Yeah.
But then they cut to commercial, so obviously that kind of killed time. But last man standing for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. I was thoroughly entertained with this match. Some great spots, like a twist of fate through tables. But then as we slowly progressed through the match, Matt Hardy started to do some heelish things, isn't he, Matt?
Yeah, they were teasing the turn right there from the beginning.
Yeah, I think it's better that they did it that way instead of just boom out of nowhere, because then we'd be like, why? At least this, he's desperate. He's slowly turning, kicks EC3 in the nuts. Okay, there you go. And so Hardy, like I said, did a twist of fate off the ring apron through two tables. That was a badass spot. EC3 does get up at 9. Hardy brings out a ton of chairs, puts EC3's head and neck in the middle of a chair and does a twist of fate. That was a brutal spot. EC3 is spitting up blood, but gets up at 9. Then Rebby stands up at ringside and pulls out the diaper bag of death. Hey, Matt, hashtag diaper bag of death.
I'm not digging that.
You like Cool Dad Cartwheel better, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Rebby has a hammer in her diaper bag. I don't know why. We'll just leave it at that. Hardy goes to attack EC3 with a hammer, but EC3 has his own low blow for Hardy. Hits the 1%er. Tyrus comes down to the ring, and the big ending on EC3. And what? Tyrus is hugging Matt Hardy. EC3 gets up at the count of 9, but then gets clocked with the title belt and cannot answer the 10 count. He then, so your new TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Matt Hardy. And to close the show, Hardy cuts a promo, a great promo. I loved it. And then ends it with a concerto on EC3. So there you go, Matt, the double switch, and it was well done.
Yeah, it was good. I'll give him, guys, like I said, I'll give credit where credit was due. The main storyline throughout the evening and the closing match and segment were solid. So it's a step in the right direction for the company. Hopefully they don't fuck it up.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes next week. At least I'm excited to see where they go with it next week. Is EC3 going to be a true babyface? He should, especially with all that shit. Or is he even going to be there next week? Maybe they'll sell that. Then you got the dynamic of Jeff. Jeff's probably not going to like it, I'm assuming. And I told you this earlier, Matt. I'm guessing this sets up Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy for the championship to try to keep them in TNA, right?
Yeah.
Get them to re-sign by putting them in the main event. Ring of Honor television live from Philadelphia still, and we kick off the night with Daniels and Kazarian against ACH and Alex Shelley. Great little tag team match there. After the match, the Addiction lay out Alex Shelley, and then out of nowhere, Daniels punches the referee as the ref's trying to stop him from taking the bell hammer and clocking Alex Shelley with it. And that brings out Nigel McGuinness. He comes out and tells Daniels there's a zero tolerance policy here at Ring of Honor if he uses that hammer. He's going to regret it. He is suspended without pay, and if he doesn't get out of the ring, it'll make an entire year of a suspension. So Daniels says, okay, I'm leaving. Adam Page from the Decade takes on Mark Briscoe, and I don't know, Matt. The more I'm seeing of Adam Page, I'm not into it.
I've never seen anything in Adam Page, so you're not alone.
Yeah, I like B.J. Whitmer just because he's a great asshole, so that makes us a great heel. Just like Silas Young, he's a great asshole, so it makes us an entertaining heel. Adam Page is just there. I've watched Ring of Honor now for a year now, so I can say, yeah, I'm just not getting anything out of Page. Of course, I love Mark Briscoe, the old crazy guy from Sandy Fork, Delaware. Hits the froggy bow and makes quick work of Adam Page. We go back to commercial, and then the Decade is still in the ring, and Whitmer is cutting a promo saying that Steve Corino is under the Mr. Wrestling 3 gimmick. No, Matt. No way. No. But anyways, he is demanding that Mr. Wrestling take off his mask. And Mr. Wrestling 3 says, I cannot tell a lie. I am not Steve Corino. I am Mr. Wrestling 3. Basically baiting BJ to clock him, because we got that zero tolerance policy out here. But that does not happen. We go away from that. I don't know what that's going to lead to, Matt, because I don't think Corino can wrestle after he's in with his surgery. Don't know about Whitmer either. I mean, he hasn't wrestled since he's gotten off the crutches, so.
I have no idea what their plan is.
What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna hate if BJ Whitmer's no longer wrestling? How insanely fun was the Philadelphia street fight between the Kingdom, Red Dragon, and the Young Bucks? That was just insane. Yeah?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Didn't see really the breakup of the Kingdom like we thought. That'll probably maybe come next week on TV. I don't know. I'm assuming this might have been the last Philly.
I'm pretty sure this was the end. I think I think it's done.
And Bennett basically got laid out for the Bucks to just destroy him, and then AJ comes out and finishes it off with a Styles Clash. But crazy match. So if you get the chance to go back and watch the Philadelphia street fight between Cole and Bennett, Red Dragon, and Young Bucks, go do so. All right, Matt, it is time for a little bit of a quiz here, Matt. I'm gonna ask you a couple of Royal Rumble questions. I'll throw you some softballs and a couple of curveballs. Just see test your Royal Rumble knowledge, Matt. First off, Matt, can you name the only active WWE superstar who could catch Steve Austin for most wins if they win their next Rumble?
Who could catch Austin?
Who could tie him at 3 wins?
Like they're in the Rumble already? Like we know they're confirmed?
No.
Okay, well, then that's not really fair.
Well, this is an active wrestler, but the next Royal Rumble win that he gets, he would tie Steve Austin.
At 3 wins?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be like John Cena? I mean, he's obviously not going to be in it.
Good job. Well, no, I didn't say he was going to be in it. I'm just talking.
So you throw me on a curveball.
This is just a Royal Rumble quiz.
Okay.
Yes, John Cena. There are 4 guys with 2 wins. Batista's not with the company. Austin obviously is retired, and HBK is also retired. Well, maybe. We'll see. Hey, how about HBK and Daniel Bryan at the Rumble?
Ric Flair stated on Woo Nation's podcast that WWE wants Shawn Michaels in the Rumble, but I don't really see that happening at all. So
I hope he doesn't wrestle in those mom jeans.
I don't think he's going to wrestle, period.
No. Name 3 wrestlers. There's 3 wrestlers. Name 3 of them that have consecutive Royal Rumble wins.
Austin, Hogan, and Shawn.
Good job, Hogan. did it 91 to 92, I believe. Shawn in 95, 96. Austin, the last one to do it, in 97 and 98. And, well, we'll talk about later if there's going to be another guy joining that group. Can you tell me, Matt, what entry has the most wins all time in the Royal Rumble?
Still 27, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Only one number can catch it. I don't know it off the top of my head. There's one.
I believe it's 24.
Yeah, the
I
one.
think 24 can catch it.
One of them has 3 wins. 27 has 4 wins, but 27 has not had a win since 2001 when Steve Austin did it for his 3rd win. One more softball for you, Matt, and I got some curveballs. How many eliminations did Roman Reigns have when he broke the record for most in a single Royal Rumble?
Was it like 12 or 13, something around there?
You got it, 12.
Yeah.
He broke the 13-year-old record of Kane, who had 11 before that. All right, Matt, here's a curveball for you. Don't think too hard on it. Just throw me a number. Rounded to the nearest 25, how many people in Royal Rumble history have been thrown over the top rope?
I don't know, like 1,800?
Not quite. 811 people have been thrown over the top rope. The first person was Butch Reed. And I don't even remember Butch Reed. I don't even remember the name. I just saw that. And, of course, the last person to be eliminated is Rusev. Crush. Who's been thrown over the top rope the most in Royal Rumble history?
Well, that would probably come down to who's been in the Rumble the most overall.
Okay.
Bret Hart?
No, it's Kane. Kane has been in an astonishing, if you count Isaac Yankem, which the WWE doesn't, 18 Royal Rumbles with no wins.
Wow.
And yeah, I think he's 6 more than the next highest guy. Just goes to show his longevity.
Was that Bret Hart by any chance?
I'll check that out while we go to the next one. This one might be a little easier for you, Matt. I still put it in the curveball category, but how many? Can you let me know how many wrestlers have lasted over an hour in the Royal Rumble all time, win or lose?
How many? How many are there?
Yeah, how many total people have lasted?
Yeah, how many? How many are there?
I'm not asking you to name them. I'm just asking for the number.
Oh, well, Rey Mysterio's one. I feel like Ric Flair was close to that hour mark. I'm going to say Flair was 2. And I think Triple H was in that whole time with Mysterio, so he would have had to have been in there for an hour too. And then HBK and Bulldog went the whole way. So that should have been an hour. So like 5 or 6 total.
You got 5.
Yeah.
5. Good job. HBK and Bulldog are not on there. I'm not sure why.
They started 1 or 2 and went the whole Rumble. You kind of think they would have been in there for an hour.
That was 95, I think. I'll look and see what happened there.
Maybe that was just a really quick-ass Royal Rumble.
Might have been. You were exactly right on 38-41 for both guys.
Holy shit, that was a short-ass Royal Rumble.
Yes, it was.
Good Lord.
Because they were 1 and 2, and they finished the last 2 guys.
Yeah, they were the last 2 That's
the
weird.
Hell?
That's a shitty-ass Rumble.
Number 3 in the Royal Rumble that year was Eli Blue. I never even heard of that guy.
Jacob and Eli Blue.
Oh, Sione? I don't know. Sione? There's another guy. Quang? Timothy Well?
Quang was Savio Vega.
Manitar. Aldo Montoya.
Justin
Stephen Dunn.
Well, from the tag team, well done.
Well done. Wow. That's a thin roster back then, but yeah, man, that was a quick ass Rumble. You got you're a good job on Triple H and Rey Mysterio. They went 1 and 2, and both lasted over an hour. You were right on Ric Flair
and Chris
by
Benoit.
2 seconds.
And Chris Benoit, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Chris
Benoit.
Benoit.
I forgot about Benoit.
And the only other guy, Bob Backlund. In 1993, Backlund lasted 61 minutes. That was his kind of big return tour, feuding with Bret Hart type of deal.
Wow, I don't even remember him lasting that long. That's crazy.
Yeah. And finally, this will be a shot in the dark. I call this the Ultra Curveball. Who was the first person to ever throw somebody over the top rope in a Royal Rumble?
Duggan won the first Rumble, so I'll say Duggan. I know that's wrong. I don't know.
Jake the Snake Roberts actually was the first guy to ever throw someone over the top rope in a Royal Rumble. And as I just said earlier, he threw Butch Reed, whoever that guy was.
Butch Reed, tag team partner of Ron Simmons' Doom.
Oh, okay. Time for burning questions, and once again, the Royal Rumble is all about the numbers, so this is going to kind of play into some of the burning questions here. As we mentioned in the Rumble quiz, Stone Cold Steve Austin's the only 3-time winner. Do you expect John Cena to tie him eventually?
Eventually, probably, yes. But obviously not this weekend.
Oh, if he comes back this weekend...
He ain't coming back this weekend.
That guy's fucking Superman. Roman Reigns broke Kane's long-standing record of most eliminations in one Rumble in 2014. Do you see this one standing for over a decade, much like Kane's record did?
To be perfectly honest with you, I would not be surprised to see Roman break his own record this Sunday, especially with him being in there number 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point.
I could totally see... I don't think he's going to win, but I could see him breaking that elimination record this Sunday.
Could you imagine the shitburger if Roman was the first one eliminated?
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
What a shitburger that would be.
He's going to be in it to the end.
This one is probably an obvious answer, but I'll ask the question anyways. Rey Mysterio was the all-time Rumble Iron Man at 62 minutes and 12 seconds. Last year, it was Bray Wyatt at 46 minutes and 58 seconds. Who is the Iron Man this year?
It's going to be Reigns.
Mm-hmm. I figured that was an obvious one, but
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe you had a different answer. I don't know. The Royal Rumble winner is 13-9 in the title match at WrestleMania. That includes 6 of the last 8 being losers. How do you see this playing out this year in your mind?
Wait, what? Say that again?
Okay, the Royal Rumble winner at WrestleMania, or the Royal Rumble winner is 13-9 in the title match at WrestleMania.
They really just started fucking with that over the last decade.
Yeah, and 6 of the last 8 times the Royal Rumble winner has lost. How do you see in this play out this year? It's going to be kind of weird because there's probably going to be a title match at Fastlane, but do you see the Royal Rumble winner also winning at WrestleMania, or will they be a loser?
No, the one if everything goes the way I think it's going to go, the winner of the Royal Rumble loses at WrestleMania.
And the final question on burning questions. This may sound silly, but is the number 1 entrant into the Royal Rumble no longer an option to win the Rumble, considering the last one was Chris Benoit? Or is it, well, I would say, is it more of a reason for the number 1 entry to win, but it hasn't been done yet. Benoit is still the last guy to go from 1 to win it. So is it no longer an option just because they don't want to bring up the past, or what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's go to, just before we do our Royal Rumble predictions, 6 matches are on the card there. We're going to do a percent chance, and this week's percent chance is surprises and legends at the Royal Rumble. Just as we always do, I'll give you a wrestler or a situation. In this case, it's a wrestler, and your percent chance that they'll be in the Rumble match. Let's start off with an easy one, Matt. AJ Styles.
Percentage he's going to be in it?
Yep.
Probably like 75% chance now.
That was greater than based on today's events, you'd say?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been nearly as high.
How about JBL?
0.
Booker T?
0.
Road Dogg?
0.
Undertaker?
50%.
Ooh, you think he's going to be in it?
I think it's a coin flip.
Doc Gallows and or Carl Anderson, obviously.
0 on both. They're not bringing Doc in without Carl, and Carl's not out of an NJPW deal yet, so 0 on both.
Jeff and or Matt Hardy?
0 on both.
Steve Austin?
0.
What? Sami Zayn?
If this heavily hinges on if Kevin Owens is in the Rumble or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Kevin Owens isn't in the Rumble, I don't think he's going to be in there. But if Kevin Owens is in the Rumble, I think Zayn does show up.
Do you agree with me that the loser of the Last Man Standing shouldn't be in the Rumble just to sell? Or do you think that was done if it's the first match? Are you okay?
That's why I'm not sure. It's why I haven't been able to pick who's winning that match yet.
Mm-hmm. Are you okay with them both?
I'm okay with both of them being in the Rumble, yes.
Okay. It just kind of creatively, it's a little odd that a Last Man Standing loser would be able to still compete in the Rumble. But hey, maybe that if Owens loses, that makes him fodder for Sami Zayn because he's weakened, So what do you give a % chance on Zayn? Let's just do both situations. Owens winning and Owens losing.
If Owens is in the Rumble, I would say an 85% chance. If Owens is not in the Rumble, I would say his chances of being in are less than 10%.
Okay. Kurt Angle?
0.
Michael P.S. Hayes?
0.
Yeah, it brought back DDP last year, and the Freebirds will be in the Hall of Fame this year. So, Samoa Joe?
10%.
Rob Van Dam?
0%.
Hulk Hogan?
0%.
Brother? Ric Flair?
1%.
He's been on TV.
Just because he's there.
Nash and or Hall?
0%.
And finally, Triple H?
100%.
110%.
Maybe you want to go just to process of error 99%, but I'm pretty damn sure that Triple H is in this Royal Rumble.
All right, Matt, it's time for our predictions for the Royal Rumble match. There's 5 matches on the card and then the Royal Rumble match itself. Pre-show is a Fatal 4-Way tag match for 2 spots in the Royal Rumble. The winning tag team gets in. The competitors are Darren Young and Damian Sandow against the Dudleys, against the Ascension, against Mark Henry and Jack Swagger. Matt, who do you see advancing into the Royal Rumble?
It's, as I said earlier on the show, it's either going to be the Dudleys or Swagger and Henry, and I'm honestly not 100% convinced either way on who they're going to let win this. So
I'm going to say Dudleys. Just because they're the only Swagger and Henry not really being used much. The Ascension, jobbers to the stars. Young and Sandow on milk cartons. To me, it's just clear that the Dudleys are going to be in it. I'd like to see Henry and Swagger in it, but I think the Dudleys are going to be in it. Tag Team Championships, the New Day against the Usos. I am going to go with a title change. I think the Usos are going to take the titles away from the New Day, only for, I think, the New Day to get them back somehow at WrestleMania. Matt, what do you think on that one?
I think New Day retains.
We want some New Day. Here's what I've been going back and forth on. Divas Championship match, Charlotte against Becky Lynch. Who do you got, Matt?
The smartest thing they could do here would be put the title on Becky.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not confident in WWE's smartness, so I'm going to say Charlotte retains.
I've heard rumblings that this could be a triple threat Divas match at Mania between Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte, which would say it's smart to get Becky Lynch the title and put her in that picture.
Well, that would work. I haven't heard that, but I would like that. I would like Becky to win.
Yeah,
I really, really would. Like, if you're asking me to vote with my heart here, I want Becky.
Oh,
I want Becky to win the title.
Easily. I'm going Charlotte
here. Go.
I'm going Charlotte here just for the simple fact that we're going to play it off as she didn't want to be in it now, but she's going to come out on top somehow. Flair might even cheat. Who knows? And if Flair cheats, maybe this leads to a rematch, and maybe somebody joins Becky Lynch's side to even out the odds. Who knows? I still got Charlotte retaining here. United States Championship, Alberto Del Rio against Kalisto. I have got, unfortunately, Matt, I am going with Del Rio. I just think they did the quick shine on Kalisto, and I think they're gonna have their money on Del Rio until somebody takes it off them at Mania. What do you think?
I want Kalisto to win, but I don't trust them to do. Again, I don't trust them to do the right thing here. So I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go with Kalisto because Del Rio is such a terrible United States champion.
I agree. I like Del Rio, but the importance of the United States Championship has not been there with him as champion. Last man standing match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens. I'm going Dean Ambrose here. I think Dino's gonna hold this even through Mania, in my honest opinion. I'm not sure who he's gonna face at Mania quite yet. I don't even know who I want him to face at Mania quite yet. I just have this gut feeling that Ambrose is gonna have a long, meaningful run with this Intercontinental Championship. Matt, who do you got?
Like I said, I've been going back and forth with this all week. I'm probably going to be... you know what? To keep with what I wanted at Mania to begin with, I'm going to say Kevin Owens. Just because I want
him in the Rumble and him fighting Zayn for the title.
And I want him and Zayn for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. So my greed is that, I love Dean.
He's my boy.
Yeah, but my greed here says I want Kevin Owens to win here.
Matt, did you say greed?
I say greed.
That was not as good.
That was not nearly as good. You should have stopped where you were at, buddy.
I pushed too hard on the. I pushed too hard on that one. It went. Yeah. Sorry, Matt.
You fucked up.
There, I fixed it, right? Speaking of going back and forth, Matt, I've been going back and forth all week between three men at the Rumble. I've hopscotched on this so many times. And I'm playing in the Pick'em contest, and I picked Brock Lesnar. But I did that just to, I think, as a defensive pick, because I think everybody's going to pick Brock Lesnar. So I'm going to pick Brock Lesnar just in case he does win it, so I don't fall behind in the pick'em. But again, I've been going all back and forth on this. Oh, is this set up for Reigns' big story, winning from number one? First guy to do it since that guy in that guy from WCW. I'm going Triple H winning the Royal Rumble, Matt. That is my final answer. This is going to be 1999 all over again, except this time Triple H can wrestle, unlike Vince, who did not want to fight The Rock, which led to St. Valentine's Day Massacre. But I am going authority Triple H winning the Rumble. Matt, who do you got?
Triple H.
Oh, we matched.
Yeah.
I didn't think we would.
I think he comes out at number 30, and I think he wins the Rumble. And then I think Reigns beats him back for the title at Mania.
Here.
That's my opinion.
The game.
Yeah, I think Reigns is in at 1. Lesnar's in somewhere in the middle. Triple H is in at 30. Triple H wins the Rumble.
Oh, Triple H at 30.
Yeah, no, Triple H is 30. No,
just because he's Vince's son.
Yeah, there's not even a doubt in my mind that Triple H is number 30. He's coming out at the end.
I wonder if there will be a genuine surprise pop, or if even the casual crowd's expecting Triple H to be in this.
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Well, there you go. That does it for a very supersized edition of Lost in the Midcard. So much to talk about because, boy, are we heating up with a lot of good stuff. And this is the fun time of year for damn sure. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. And as always, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for enabling us to be hosted on their website and also enabling us to be on iTunes. And again, you can subscribe to us on iTunes or any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you have to do is go into that little search field and put in Lost in the Midcard. There we are. We're also subscribable on YouTube, and you can also get that link and our iTunes link in the notes section of our Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/lostinthemidcard. And as we roll into that Royal Rumble here, Matt, give us some final thoughts.
I hope Rumble's great. I really do. I really want a great show, and I really hope things kick into another gear between now and WrestleMania. It's really all we can ask for as fans, right?
Exactly. And oh man, the tone of our voice for Monday's podcast is going to tell you where they're going. We could be giddy as schoolgirls, or we could be like, Braun Strowman won the Royal Rumble. What?
No, that's not even slightly in the realm of possibility. Shut the hell up.
I know. I just want the name and phone number and address and email address of the person in creative that pushed for that idea.
No, his name is Vince McMahon. He lives in Stamford, Connecticut.
Oh, okay. I'll send him a bag of poo. That'll do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Thank you for listening, and we will be back at you with our Rumble reaction on Monday.